Hello there! What do you mean third? Wait, what's going on in chat? Third? Third who? Am I fourth to my own stream? How early does some of you get to the streams? This is crazy. I've also been working on the background. Check it out today. Neatening up these two shelves and sorting out the clone wall because I have so many clones and I'm thinking of turning it right. I'm all ears on this. Hello there, Calvin. Hello there, Moon. I'm thinking of turning the clone wall into a Clone Wars wall because we have like Omega, we have a few Django's up there. The Senate Guards, are the Senate Guards even clones? I don't think. Wait, let's see what Google says. You know, are Senate Okay, apparently we've asked this before. It's a very popular question. Oh no, we haven't asked it, but this is what people ask. Should I specify Star Wars? Apparently Senate Guards don't exist out of Star Wars. Yeah, because they were around before the Clone War. Clone War? Clone Wars. Okay, that's... let's just take a rain check on the English for that. Hello there. Oh, good luck. Battlefront 2. Awesome. Afternoon. Hello there, Horder. Hello there, Vaughn. Yeah, they're not even clones. We got some fake clones over here. Get them out of here. AZ as well. Down here. Ignore that guy. AZ isn't a clone. And Gonki. I think Gonki is an honorary clone in this section with tech. I think Gonki classes as an honorary clone. I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's only the Senate Guards really that aren't clones, but I kind of want to turn it into a Clone Wars wall. That way I can add, I've got the Phase 1 and Phase 2 Rex, but I would love to have Anakin. I think we could add 2 Anakins. Do I have 2 Clone Wars? No, I use this year's Clone Wars Anakin that came in the Ahsoka Rita as my Revenge of the Sith Anakin. So we could get another Clone Wars Anakin though. I've got a Clone Wars Kenobi that would do well with Cody. Cody's with the 212. I could put the gunner in with the 212. Anyway, that's not what we're here for today. We are here. I think this is Legends Senate Commandos as well. They've taken it from the Legends Wikipedia page. But yeah, Senate Commandos definitely aren't clones. Something that may excite Clone Wars fans though. Let's bring up this. If you haven't seen the video already, check it out. I should have a link ready to put in chat, shouldn't I? Wait, why is it scrolling me down? No, get rid of the ads. Stop scrolling me down. Stop. Get out of here. Oh. Okay, so who in chat has watched the Maul trailer? I know it came out yesterday. Yeah, 22nd, yesterday. And I put a little community post. Let me get the community post up first. And then there's also a few Lego announcements as well. One of which is not great. And then the other one is pretty nice. Another upgraded set. Here's the community post that I put out. The only video that matters today. I'm surprised that, by the way, like your own content. If you enjoy it, if you make it, drop it a like. It does help it out early on. And yeah, of course, this was the day that the Maul trailer came out. I did know the Weekend Whip Ninjago is quite cool, but we saw the Maul trailer today, one day late. It's like the longest I've ever held out for the trailer, and that video is up. If you go, actually, let's head back to my channel. It should be on the home tab. There you go. Back and better than ever. We're not going to watch this through because YouTube would hit us with a bunch of ads and it would also be claimed, no doubt. Don't know, it'd be some random account that claims it, but that's all you're getting. That's all you get. Oh, I'm not. Oh, wait, I am signed in. Oh, I'm signed into the second channel. How many of you even knew we had a second channel? Look at that frame. That's all you need to know. Go check it out. I'll drop the link in. I'll pin it. I'll pin it in chat. I'm sure a few people will be curious enough to click it if I don't explain it at all. So anyone asks what that link is, let them find out the hard way. The hard way, as if clicking through really is hard. But the reason I mention Maul is because in the trailer, and this is in the trailer, this isn't spoilers, this kind of spoilers, I guess, if you didn't want to watch the trailer, but Marek shows up. And the reason I'm really interested is because we know nothing on Marek. We know absolutely nothing, besides he was once an Inquisitor who served the Galactic Empire. Basically summed up in that caption. Oh yeah, they also, Marek and the 11th Brother were also in Tales of the Empire. And funny they have the 11th Brother there, because they're also in the Maul trailer, which is crazy. First Tennille in preparation for the arrival of Darth Vader. That's interesting, because the Inquisitors never really respected Darth Vader. They didn't understand why he was the chosen one and why he was above them. So maybe these were like Vader purists. But we do have, let's scroll all the way down. You've probably seen most of this. Given that the number of Inquisitors is still undetermined, we cannot be sure if any survived the fall of the Empire. However, security recordings of an encounter at the Santh shipyards on Corellia, attended by General Harrison Dilla of the Republic and Ahsoka Tano, previously a Jedi herself, show an individual who appeared to be an Inquisitor. There was an image here. There we go. This. Nice comic art, that showed up in the Ahsoka show. Show an individual who appeared to be an Inquisitor, despite it taking place some years after the end of the Galactic Civil War. Yeah, there were a few still floating around by the sounds of it. In Tales of the Jedi, we see Ahsoka take on another Inquisitor. But before we get there, just to confirm, this isn't something I'm making up. Oh, look at that, appearances. Maul Shadow Lord ain't even out yet, and it lists them as one of the characters. We also saw, oh, who was it? We also saw Rookcast from season 7. Showing up, created by Filoni, now the president of Lucasfilm. So wonder how many more, thank you, Rook, just beat you to it. Wonder how many more animated shows like this we'd get. Because as the president, the prime minister, I don't care, as the head of Lucasfilm, whatever he is, as the head of Lucasfilm, I don't know the title. Titles are just words to me. He's going to have a lot more pressing matters than creating animated content. Like, he's also the creative lead at Lucasfilm, which means he's going to be behind every single piece of content that leaves Star Wars. He's not just the creative television lead, and I didn't realize until recently Lucasfilm are that specific with their titles. If there was a creative television lead, they'd have given him the role. He's the creative director at Lucasfilm. So he's behind the books, he's behind the comics, he's behind everything needs to run through him. And sometimes, we've all been there, sometimes he's just going to go, yep, that looks good. Yep, that looks good. I don't know why he's got like an old library stamp, but you know, he's sporting the cowboy hat. I can see him having like a library stamp tucked into his belt. But where were we going with this? Yeah, created by Filoni. So hopefully some of the... It's kind of like Lucas passing on Clone Wars to Filoni for the later seasons. And season 5 was peak Star Wars content. Well, season 7 was all... Oh, you know what? Since then, at the time, season 5 was peak Star Wars on screen. Some really good books before then. But yeah, I'd love to see some of these other producers, directors, writers take on their own shows without Filoni. He'll always be in the producer side of thing. Yeah, create their own shows. It's the first airing April the 6th, but actually there was a comment on that video where we watched the trailer saying, Ingenious, shout out Ingenious, there'll be a 5-part prequel comic series for this show coming out March 4th and finishing April 1st, which is, oh here. Yeah, basically this right here. there'll be a comic mini-series titled Shadow of Maul. Not Shadow Lord, Shadow of Maul. And I don't actually know anything on this, so I'm going to be following along with this. It is canon. I mean, a lot of comics are canon. Between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope. I think it's actually between Clone Wars Season 7 and Rebels. That's a better time frame. More people know the movies. But yeah, Clone Wars Season 7 finishes just after Revenge of the Sith. Probably not far off though. And then we've got Rebels picks up a bit later. There is a flash forward. Yeah, I guess there's flashbacks in Rebels, flash forwards in Clone Wars. It's a bit all over the place, but not the only character. So, do we have characters? Poster gallery. I thought there were going to be a few exclusive arts. No characters, except for the general list. There is another character, though, that is in the trailer and is all but confirmed to show up. And that is the 11th brother, who showed up previously in a Tales short and then in another Tales short, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Jedi, but will also be showing up. Have they updated it? Yes, they have. So Devoted Resolve and Shadow Lord. I cannot wait to see these Inquisitors. They are going to put the fear in Maul. And perhaps Maul doesn't even meet Vader. Perhaps Maul is just scared off by these Inquisitors and doesn't actually come across Vader until much later on. But we got 10 minutes till we start building. Let me get some of those Lego things. I know you're not all Star Wars fans. I can't wait for Maul. That is going to be awesome. And I do think there are going to be other animated shows afterwards. None that we're aware of yet, but I can't wait for the next Tales. There's so much to do. Tales of the Senate. Let's get that. Here we have the Botanical Collection Flower Wall, which reminds me of the gift we purchased that I got last year. Had a little pot at the bottom and was freestanding, like our Ideas It build that we created, but slightly different. More of a what's that called? What's that called on the back? Trellis. More of a trellis, less of a flower pot. Stands on its own and can hang on the wall. Actually, I don't know if it stands vertically on its own. I don't think it would. Pretty big one as well. 42 by 22 centimeters. Looks cool. It's a botanical set. Of course it looks cool. But the other announcement that literally in the UK had just been added to lego.com. So this isn't an overnight thing. It might have been added early, so I don't know if this will be like with all the Nike stuff. They usually remove them a few times between. They're not really sure what to do with it. What size would I be? Men's and women's, is that? Yeah, men's 12. Mad. £200 though for brick clogs. This is first off. Let's just fix this web page. How do I? Yeah, you know what? That's good enough. So first off, whoa! Look how cool these look. If you don't notice what I've removed, good, good. These look amazing, and also this is an official partnership with Crocs. So nice to see Lego have plastered Crocs all over the walls of this, which they haven't. Oh, you can kind of see. It's in the soles here, and I noticed because it was on the band at the back, but it's very like Lego centric. They've not shown the, oh, they do show the brands. Okay, well, they do show it. I feel like Nike has its picture down here. It has like its own page. Crocs don't, I wear Crocs. I do like Crocs, but okay, let's hit refresh. Who are we kidding? £200, really? This is a collector's piece. They're not comfy. They're not to be worn about. They look cool and they look like they would be kind of comfortable. I don't know, in the summer, especially the bricks on the top. £200. They're kind of designer. I mean, Crocs is a big brand, but it is like a Nike. You know, I wouldn't say Nike is designer. It's sportswear. Crocs are footwear, and they're not really designer. But this is a designer clog right here. £200 is nuts. Also, A lot of actually, a lot of talk around the new Star Wars sets is Star Wars tax. It will make it easier walking up the stairs. What, for my size 13, size 12 feet? No, I'm going to need like a step per clog, just step it up sideways. I'm not going to be able to walk up in these. A lot of people have been mentioning Star Wars tax recently, and I would just like to say Star Wars tax is a load of rubbish. A load of rubbish, because we have, actually, let me get the Star Wars ones first. We have some Star Wars Crocs. Look at how cool these look. Nope, in accepting nothing. Look at these. Look at these. Show me the second image. Why? Okay, you can kind of see the second image. They have legs. They have little side legs on the R2-D2. These are adult size as well. They don't actually go up. Oh, they do. They do go up to my size. Woof. They do go up to my size. £70. And it comes with the gibbets. These Lego ones aren't compatible with gibbets. £70. They've got an end of season sale, so I think these are at least a year old, and they cycle them out really quick. Wait, that's like my keyring. Where did I did magnet it. All right, I'll be back. Let me grab this. Tell me that is not the same as my keyring. Huge distraction, and actually it's cheaper than my keyring. Gibbet's really this cheap? Is there a Croc store up London? I'll have to pop in and see if they have any of these. I think my keyring was like £5, £5.50. But look at that. It's not a Crocs keyring. It is officially Star Wars, so maybe they're reusing some designs. But how cool is that Chewbacca? I just thought it was awesome. It's identical. There is no difference between these. That's kind of crazy. Star Wars reusing them. How about, there are some really good gibbets on here. I've got a few on mine as well. Now I've just got a Wookiee on the side of my desk. £200 compared to the Star Wars ones. Really, Lego? At this point, Lego are just outpricing everyone. We said about the M&M ones being more expensive as well, because they are a little pricey. M&M have a lot of designer jewelry they've come out with, and I'd say this is more of a designer level, very glittery, come with a lot of M&M gibbets. For those of you that don't know Crocs, gibbets are these little accessories that go in the holes. And even like with the plastic use, so this is covering the top, it's got thick soles. It's not as much plastic as they're using for the Lego ones. They've also got gibbet holes on the back. But this is M&Ms. M&Ms are pricey. They are like, Lego is the most expensive brick brand that I know, and M&Ms are one of the most expensive chocolates, but they're not like a designer chocolate. They're just the average sweet. And we've also got, actually, these ones, I think I remember seeing about these. SpongeBob, Nickelodeon. They're like the middle ground. Not, I wouldn't say SpongeBob's like reached its peak. I wouldn't say it's fallen off at all. But this is like a good, reasonable Croc. £70. I think that's still on the more expensive end. But, you know, for Crocs, at least you know what you're getting. And you're getting some good footwear. But £200. Lego just aren't helping themselves. Not when all the other things they're coming out with. Where did that list go? Oh, you know what? We can just get up Lego. I don't know why I don't bookmark this. Their new page. Let's sort low to high. How many cheap sets are on the way? You know, it's January. We've had a few. We've got, wait, the yellow motorcycle still ain't out? Oh, it's a March 1st set. I keep forgetting that. And then we've got like some 4+. So we've got a bike for £9. That's Technic. So there we go. Cheapest set we've got are the F1 Audi sets, which I do think are a bit, I mean, the Speed Champions, I can't say they're pricey. Same price as the other F1. Do they have a UCS version? You know, they actually have a minifigure scale version, funnily enough. But the fact that the cheapest playset that isn't aimed at kids, these are 10+, aren't they? Something like that, yeah. So we've got like the F1 cars, and then the next jump is Disney fans, And then the next jump is Pokemon, and we're already like at 45, 50 pound. That's just crazy. I can just see more expensive sets. Like we've recently had the Flower Wall, then the Zelda Final Battle, the Puppy. We've still got some Ninjago Star Wars sets. They're just so expensive. And then to drop 200 pound shoes. Really, how much is this in dollars? Because that's going to be even higher. Oh, there we go. Do we want to look? Wait, what? How? $200? We're being stiffed. What the hell? £200, $200. All right. What is $200 in pound? Okay, first off, I butchered that. There we go. 147. We are paying over a third. We are paying over a third on top. There you go. 36% on top. 36% more expensive in the UK for that price. Genuinely, anywhere. Yeah, it looks like a April Fool's joke. I'm surprised it isn't April 1st. Let's just fix this up. That's crazy. 36% more expensive. All right, I fixed it. Coming soon on April 1st. Lol. Should we switch up the prices? That's the fact that these shoes probably cost what, like 40 quid tops to make. 40 quid mustn't cost more than that in the plastic. And I assume they're probably not just poured into a mold like Lego bricks are. They probably do have some gaps in them because Crocs are quite solid, but they're not 100% infill. So you can 3D print these for a lot cheaper, and because it's Lego, they're so much easier to do. There you go. There's your minifigure scale clogs. That's a minifigure to scale. That's how big a minifigure is. And then do they give you a minifigure for free? Is this why it's so expensive? Smart Play version. Sound, yeah, walk-in sounds. As you step, it's just Silver lining to all this is the smart brick won't be the worst thing Lego released this year. It's never gonna be the worst thing because these actually they don't actually come out the 1st of April. I wish, but they're coming out February the, what did it say? February the 16th. Oh, just missed Valentine's Day. That's a shame. All those couples wanting to go halfsies on overpriced Crocs. So even £140, that's still twice as much as Crocs should be. Would you rather have this or 2 pairs of Crocs? I think it's simple. I don't see why people... I mean, there are going to be scalpers that try to buy these. They're going to go on back order and people are going to be selling them for thousands. But Lego isn't Labubu. No one cares about Lego that much. These aren't going to sell that well. I'm sorry, that's hard truth for Lego. But Lego isn't Labubu. Why would people be buying brick clogs to just whack in a display cabinet? No, people are going to buy these to wear. And if you have the money to do that, could we have some? Where are the donos, gifted? But I don't know with Lego anymore. Anyway, shall we get into building? Let's start. Today we're going to be building the mech for the Spider Droid. I'm sure you've all been waiting for this. In the background, added the clone mech in the UCS ATRT and the B2, which you can't actually see back there. We got the B2 mech that we built last time. This is in an effort to upscale the entire battle pack, and we do have a turret. I have lost the turret. It is not on my desk. That will show up when I least expect it, but I think the last thing we'll be doing this month is the Spider Droid. Purely because I don't think we'll get it finished today, but let's prove me wrong and see how far we can go. Hello there, Film Bricks. Wouldn't be caught dead in those. Well, funny you say that. I mean, if Lego were to donate a pair so that I could wear them if, yeah, you know what? You're right. They are a bit, they're not your choice of comfy shoes, are they? Did I see someone took the K2SO set and made a mech for his fig? I want to, no, it can't have been a LAN member because it feels like there's some unwritten rule against LAN members actually making mocks of sets. There isn't, not that we've been told, but I saw someone early on, just before the set came out or just after the set came out, hollow out the chest so K2 could fit inside, but I haven't seen an actual mech. That would be cool. So, the aim of the plan, whilst we talk about Lego's blunders in 2026 is not their year. I think they should have just released the Smart Brick in Ninjago. Honestly, it would have been the safer bet. It wouldn't have gone down any better, but I think Ninjago fans would have been more accepting because of how good that show is. We're on season 5 and it's nuts. It's crazy. Hopefully we catch up before the new season is out. I think that's coming out spring. I don't know if we have a date for that. But whilst we're talking, I'm going to be bricking out a Lowell sphere. And I say bricking out, I actually might be plating it. But this is the inspiration. And then that will be the main cockpit of the spider droid. And I kind of want to squeeze this guy on the inside, because there's enough space to get them inside, and then they'll act as like the top section. So maybe we use some hinges and angle some of these slopes. That'd be good. And then we can have the droid, the spider droid, controlling the spider droid mech. So in terms of creating Lowell spheres, for anyone that wants to try this, I think the best thing to do is try to start with the top. We've got almost, oh, if only Minecraft stairs had their own unique Lego brick, because we have a 2x2 and then some, but it only goes down by half a plate. So I think we eradicate those and then build out like another, so like 2x2, then a 4x4. Where's the helmets? Something like this. We have the Stormtrooper helmet here. This is my partner's helmet. So we won't be breaking this one down. And it has maybe a 4x4 with the 2 out the side. Yeah, if we add a 2x2 on the top of this dome, I think that's perfect. I genuinely think that's what we should start doing. So we want to make this in grey, and we also want to hollow out the top. So do we build this around the side, or do we start with the bottom? The bottom, we're not going to recreate everything as Lego have. So if we start with a 2x2 plate on the bottom and then start building it up, maybe like a 2x6, and then how are we going to work this? This will be fun. Let's get some plates out and see what we put together. I think Lego prices recently have been crazy. They've just been nuts. They've been so high, and it's pricing so many people out of the hobby, which isn't what I thought Lego was. I'm going to keep that whole stack. Same with all the grey elements. Just keep a stack of those. Let's get 2x4s. And I don't want to rely too heavily on 1x plates because they're harder to secure down, but we will need some of the light bluish greys. Why don't I have 2x3s? They would come in handy. There's a sense of, well, you know what? Hot take. I don't think Lego's too expensive. I just think it's not worth it. I think Lego's fine to do £200 for a pair of shoes, as long as they adjust that for the different nations. I'm sure Americans are happy that they're getting something cheap for once, or less expensive. I just think Lego needs to meet it. If Lego are going to charge us so much for a product, it has to be there in terms of quality. And recently, outside of Ninjago, not much has. Ninjago has the benefit of being a Lego IP, so they know what they can and can't do with it. But I also think something like Star Wars, it's not far off Ninjago. They don't get control over character designs, and some characters are more complex than others. There's no reason for missing out on some of the details that they do. I was looking at the clones, like I said earlier. So many of the clones are missing prints that they should have had, or like they've got misprints. Fox has a misprinted torso. Vaughn has a misprinted torso. Captain Rex has misprinted arms. That's one I haven't seen the community talking about whatsoever. I don't know what pattern I'm doing here. No one's mentioned Rex's arms are mismatch. I don't think it's as big a concern as some of the others. Five's helmet. Five's helmet not having like the fin on top, and then they come out with a helmet for the pilot that we're probably not going to see again for a couple of years is crazy, considering it's an anniversary minifigure. Some of those anniversary minifigures not having capes, crazy. What are Lego doing? What are they doing? I don't know. Where do we go from here? What was it we were trying to do? Create that upside down. Oh, so we didn't want this, did we? Oops. This is like the this is the modern day entry. I know there's a rumor that all Lego designers have had to do a Lowell sphere, but the Lowell sphere isn't as old as you might think, or it's not as old as I thought it was. It's only like 2010s, something like that, maybe just before the 2010s. And bop, and oh, 1x6s. Missed that one. Let me grab some of those. They're going to be handy as we go further up. So much easier having these containers though in the drawers, so I can just pop those out as we need them. And then I do have an empty drawer, so if we're working on something like this and we don't get it finished by the end, I can, there we go, I can just whack these in the same drawer and use them later. How are we going to balance this? Because we now need, if we build it kind of backwards, kind of upside down, it might be easier to visualize. We now need one stud out to each corner. And because this is going to be a 12x12 ball, at some point we do want to flip to the side, especially if we're going to attach some clips and hinges. We want the sides to be their own. So we've got to add the width of these. All right, it's going to get a little complicated. There's a lot of math involved just early on, but I'm going to say it once and then I'll probably break it down a bit easier in the video. Because we've got this as our circumference at the minute, we're interested in the diameter, which is the line across, 6 studs at the minute. We want that to be double. We want it to be 12, but we've also got 2 sides to add on. So whatever this is in depth, we've got to double that. At the minute it's only 2 plates, so we've got 4 plates, which is almost 2 bricks. So if this is going to be probably about 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we could overlap it. I like the look of that. 1, 2, 3, 4 would put it at like 10. And then we need 5. So we need like 2 either side. If we attach them with brackets to get that half, I think that's being a bit too extra. We can just have 2 plates, but we'd have to hide like 2 plates in. We'll have to work that out. So I think we expand it 2 more and start flattening it off here. Or maybe we could fill in like the top of here. Let's give that a go. We could also just add plates on top. So if we're going to need studs sticking out over the entire thing, oh, we're going to need one on the end, but 1 in there, and then 1 back there. A lot of corner plates. Good thing I've been stocking up after all these years. A lot of corner plates, which are in here. So let's get our spheres out of the way and start making a mess. Corner plates are, I think they're underrated because of how they sneak into any gap. Ooh, and then we've got another corner plate scenario over here. So we could attach those with a 2x. We could attach those, or we could start thinking about how this is going to go in. Because I think this is kind of important to make sure it fits. And we could also flatten it down a little bit. Imagine we had some like studs in here that would clamp it down. Oh, how can we get this in further? If we remove this base, because it does stand up itself. I know they include that to make it easier to stand up, but it does stand up itself. There we go. And you don't need that in the middle, and then these close right in. Like right. Oh, maybe that's too far without. Was there rounded plates? Yeah. Oh, that's what's locking them. Let's try one of these round plates and see how that looks. They close in a little bit further, and they all meet in the center. They all actually want to be in the center. So if we could have in the middle of this like one round brick that would support this, that would be good. And then we can build around. So we need rounded bricks. We can build around it on the inside. You swung by the Lego store. Oh, you have to. It's like a Lego store tax when you're passing by. When you're in the area, you have to pick something up. I'm hoping to grab some of those Ninjago figures. I don't know if there are still quite a few in stores, which is good to see, but I might have to order them online if I can't find them. Some really good ones in that. How did I connect it? Just hope that these will all be solidified on top and that I don't run out of any of these corner plates, because we've got to do this on nearly every side. Good thing is with later sides, we'll be able just to use the bigger plates to fill this stuff in. Oh, corner. Now we start. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's stop that playing. And then we fill in the corners. I kind of feel like we could leave some of the corners free. And also, at what point do we start getting steeper? Maybe now. Maybe now we start getting steeper and we use some... Oh no, that'd be the wrong way. Wrong way steeper. Hello there, Owen. Going well, thank you. All right. We could swap this out for a 2x4. Let's just free up the side. I don't know how that will look. Hey. That will be hard to break down if we want to change any of this. And it also kind of stops it being symmetrical. Oh, that's quite nice. And now we want to increase the height. How many 1x1s do we got? Enough? I hope so. One way to find out. Just to make it a bit steeper. We'll have to rework those numbers now. What we're working on today, a mech for the Spider Droid from the 327th Battle Pack. We've already done the clone mech, the UCS ATRT, and the B2 mech. This is the final piece of the puzzle. Oh, the puzzle that's falling apart right now. Just a tad. And then the feet all lock in, right? Right, guys? Right? Why aren't you locking in? Oh no, they don't fit. They're one stud too thick. Oh, well, they're now secured on the bottom. What we might have to do is just add some panels on the inside. That's a thing. Kind of want to connect, or we could just tile this off. Let's leave it empty for the minute. Make sure we don't lose those. R2-D2 does need a mech, and there's an old poly bag of R2-D2. For the U-Wing mech, I had that out. For the U-Wing mech that we made from the magazine, there is an R2-D2 element that looks like this top dome, and I want to build an R2-D2 mech. So there will be an R2-D2 mech come in. Maybe when we find a way to spin the head of the minifigure, we'll have to create a mech with a spinny head to go with it. And now this should be easier. Oh no. Oh, it should be easier. I've jinxed it now though, haven't I? Because... oh. Only there... oh wait, that doesn't work either because that's got the bit on the side. Oh, so that's not impossible. That's just needs a little more. And then the droid bodies would lock in. I guess if we make the legs line up with the studs, that's the easiest course of action. So the bodies, front and... I do like the idea of adding a 1x1 round piece in the middle. Maybe not a brick. Maybe a Technic piece. Maybe add in a rounded Technic piece just to stop the feet from pressing in. And then that would be enough. That would be enough to add the bodies in. How in do these legs go? They might just need to be pushed down a bit. They go, oh, see, they're still going in. A bit further, please. Thank you. Move on down. But when you got on a bus, move on down, move on down. They're pressing against each other, but still, move on down. Come on, there's got to be more room. Hate that when that happens. As if you were purposefully standing in the way. Let's turn the spider droid top into a flap so it can still fit a figure controlling it. You know what would be cool? I've just noticed the droid torsos on the legs. What if we had like B2s in the legs so that the spider droid can be the brain, that can be the power of it, and then there's droids in the legs. Turn the clips into hinges so it's more stable. We don't want this to be pressed down. That's a good point. And then some droid. Okay, I think we can fill in the corners. What are we gonna? Oh, 1x2s and corners in here. Let's keep the pattern the same. So 1x2 on the top, corners. I like that idea with the legs. That's a good one. And then if we add a brick into each of the actual corners, we'll keep the legs separated somehow. With by putting other bricks in the way. Thankfully I sorted out this drawer, so the 1x1 bricks are a lot easier to get to. Doesn't mean they're not problematic, but easier, we'll take easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because then we can stack up actual bricks now. We get to the good ones. How rounded? So that's 2. How do they do it on this? Because it's all just 1, 1, 1. Then we get 2, 1, 2, 2, a load. And they kind of back out of it. Oh yeah, because if they double down, but that's like our plate. So that's 1 plate, 2 plates. Then they double down, and then they're on the side already. So we've doubled downed. Maybe this is now where the bricks start coming out. But if we have some snot bricks, we can make them come out one at a time, or have the whole thing close up. Because it's still very squared off. It's still very squared off. Yes, that's it. We just need a few more of these. A few more of these, maybe build it out into the corners. And then we'd work out the corners, maybe a few snot bricks and slopes. But the droid can still sit in. We just need some slopes on the corners. So cheese slopes are going to be our friend today. None on top, because we do want to keep it somewhat Lego. Like if this was a Lego set, they'd probably create some unique Technic element that fit with the exact curve they wanted. Modern day Lego ain't what it used to be. One of the builds in the Horizon video game has a base that is great to make a crab droid. Oh, I didn't think of checking out the Horizon sets, because there is I think it might be the same set I'm thinking of. There's a really cool set that has two of the creatures from the Lego version. Even the Icons or Ideas Horizon set, the tool neck, that's a great set. Because it looks like the creature from Bad Batch. It's a great set anyway, but it does look like the creature from Bad Batch. What did I say? 1x2s, didn't I? And I'll see if I can find that Technic element. I need to get a new chair. Not only is this one very creaky, which is horrible to edit, but also the wheels keep getting stuck. So this desk chair has been with me for ages. The actual chair is the same chair I had years and years ago. But it's gone through 2 or 3 base upgrades. And then I've also upgraded the wheels on top of that a few times. I had feet on it at one point. Then I went back to wheels. Obviously wheels is easy for gliding back to this. Back and forth as we go. But anyone got any good chair recommendations? Drop them in the comments or in chat. That's the element, not the brick one. The Technic pin. And that's just to stop these legs from fighting over the center. Otherwise that could get problematic. I might even include one of the, you know what, I'm wondering if we need this. I think we do, but it can go one plate up. So I'm just going to hide a plate underneath that. You can take the box on the back and the arms off, add a few parts, but have a decent crab droid. That sounds like the way to go. Oh. That's a good idea then. I could do that today, but we're going to keep on with this. I think I'm onto something here. If all else fails, we'll make a crab droid. I'm sure most people wouldn't notice. Probably tell the difference. It'd look a little weird. But once you've made a crab droid, you're halfway to a spider droid. Oh, actually, more legs. More legs than a spider droid. There we go. So these slopes, even if the legs were spread out, I want these slopes to kind of push them in. And that would lock them in place. Almost. Maybe a snot brick would help in that. Just direct them in. I think in the middle they'll always be. Even on the top here, we could raise these by a plate. So let's think about what plates we want under here. We wanted some sides. So I'm thinking brackets. Brackets would work. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like a 4 in the center. How many? Oh, there's two. There's 2 tubs of this, and the other one has more grey. We've got this one and another. So we can start building up the sides. And the reason I'm using brackets is because we want another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We want 2 studs actually. 3, 4, 5. This is 5. This is 5 studs. This is 5. So we want to pull it in. We want it to start 1 in. What I might do is add a tile, just a 1x4 tile on the back side of this. It will make sense in a minute. Do I have a tub of... Oh wait, my tub for grey tiles is hanging around. Where'd I put it? I think I have a separate tub for grey tiles that I've forgotten about. I just never sorted it into the drawer. Is it? Or are they sorted and I'm just on a wild goose chase? Maybe. Maybe I did end up sorting them, but I could have sworn they were in a separate tub. Huh, no, okay. Maybe not then. I thought they were. I thought I sorted them into a separate tub. If they're not, where are they? Ooh. No. Not that one. No. No, not that one either. No, I could have sworn that they're in a separate tub. Don't say it's underneath this pile. Oh, it's gonna be at the bottom of this pile. It's at the bottom of this pile. Oh no. This is for tomorrow's parting out stream. We've still got so much to get through. It's great. How much Lego can one person have? Like, seriously, how much Lego can someone have? Alright. Completely forgot about sorting out this tub of grey tiles. Whoops. But a good thing I remembered where I put it. Otherwise, that would have made this build, first off, rougher. And secondly, a lot harder to complete. By quite a bit. It's always at the bottom, isn't it? Just our luck. Well, stream luck usually turns out well. It's usually pretty good. Just not this time, I guess. All that for 4 1x4 tiles. I'd have been better run into a Lego store. I don't live near any of them. Right, we're working backwards to go forward here, but it's all going to make sense. Hopefully. Oh, so we need to secure these down. Oh, that's not good. If only we had some more of the the 3x3 corners. That's what we need right now. Oh, we double stacked 2x2s. Good thing we went back. One. Oh. Just want one of these. And then one of these. And the bricks still call in the middle. If we tile off the sides, we can then use brackets one for, or even better, snot bricks. Snot bricks would be perfect because they'd give us 2.5 plates covered and then 2.5 plates not. 2.5 plates both sides would be 5 plates, which is 2 bricks wide. Wait a sec. Something's not right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I may have been making a 10x10 Lowell sphere. We can just gloss over that, right? We just yeah, we'll just edit that part out in post. This isn't live or anything. Like I can just undo that, right? Right. We're making a 12x12 Lowell sphere. We were right. Shouldn't have doubted it. Let's keep on going. Where did the other corner plate go? Maybe I dropped one in here on accident, or maybe I never put one on there in the first place. All right. Now that we know it works, what have we got? We got a 2x2 that needs to come one or what? Two plates up, because these come in. These come in. Have most of your collection sorted, but even then, always at the bottom. It is like, if I ever need anything off like one of these shelves, it's always going to be the awkward one that I don't really want to reach in for, but I'm going to have to end up reaching in for. This is where the snot bricks start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's a lot of snot bricks. What do we want? I kind of want to throw in a load of these littler ones. So I think I'm going to grab some of those and some of their partner bricks. These snot bricks here, because these are easier to secure down than anything else. We'll pour out a few there. Don't want any coloured ones. Blue, tan. Blue or tan. Got a sand blue. How long before a tan blue? Same for some of these for up the top. We could just secure these down to the plate and then that's it. Actually, that's not half a bad idea to have these running in every corner, because that frees up the entire side. We might need to secure these down a little bit. I'm thinking even like a 2x2 brick in the side and then some snot bricks to work that out. Really need more mockers. Yeah, how come streams where people are building sets get a bunch of views, but streams where it's actually using skill and abilities, the chat isn't full? I kind of see. I think it's newer sets. Newer sets get a lot of attention. I've noticed through making videos that newer sets don't do well with LEGO fans. Like newer set videos and other LEGO topics won't do well with LEGO fans because we've already found out, you know, we've already seen it happen, but they do better with new viewers. So I think there's a balance between the both, but it is crazy some of the streams don't. I think it also depends. I do get quite a few people watching the streams back. At the minute, some of the older streams have been really popular, which blows my mind because the newer stuff's definitely better. Definitely better than the older stuff. I think so. Nothing wrong with the old stuff, but you know, it's not exactly peak Master Mouldie content. Do we need any more of these? No, I don't think we need any more brackets now that we brought knot bricks into it. We got the better ones. I also think stream content hasn't quite popped up in the LEGO space. There's not many people doing it, and the people that are doing it a lot of the time aren't interacting with chat. There's not like streaming for me isn't just to monetize building LEGO, because streams don't you know, they don't pay for themselves. It's to talk to chat. So many times I'll be building something and one of you will recommend something that I would never have thought of, and it will just change the mock build. I mean, how many times have we been built, like the Spider-Man mech? When we built Spider-Man in LEGO, the Spider-Man mech from last year, we ended up building an entire anti-venom mech that was just spur of the moment because of the conversations we were having. I think a lot of it leads into itself. Definitely as much about the building as chat. Keep it up. If you're going to ignore it, it might as well be a video. It might as well be a video you can cut down. I know we have our podcast as well, our live podcast. But could you imagine trying to do that? Just be me talking for hours. No one wants to hear that. More of a mocker than a mock. Oh yeah, mocker. Mock standing for my own creation. Would it have more of a mocker than a mocker? I don't even know. I don't even know what that means. I'll be honest. I've lost too many of the same words in there. And now, how do we secure these down? So with the sides, we're going to have to fill up the gaps. That'll be easy to do. Just had a memory as a kid tripping and falling. You imagine if LEGO come out with some moon shoes, how expensive they'd be. Yeah, let's not think about that. Oh, we left out some slopes. I'll put them to use later. I will find a reason just to use them. You'd think it's easier going backwards, but I'm gonna start off as we left off, as we started off earlier. So many corner plates. I hope I got enough of the corner plates. Be a pain if not. If we run out on like the last one. I guess we could switch up to a different grey for like a back panel, but kind of want to keep this as consistent as I can. And then we're doubling up this. We're doubling up. Where did the 2x2s? If we're doubling up, we could use some 1x1s to fill in gaps. Oh, we've got an impossible piece. Oh yeah, I can't even use the hammer with the smaller elements because the handle gets in the way. Have to go back to the old faithful. So I guess we'll keep those around as well. Let's see. So we want that angle. If we... No, again with the corners. Again with the corners. We have used a lot of corner plates. If we're going to use them, might as well make them count in here. And then to double this up, we can connect them with all sorts of funky pieces. Again, though, that's a lot of elements needed to try and get all the different sides to this, and I'm already struggling to find these plates. Let's see what we can do. Get rid of these. Oh, there's so many corner elements. What if 2x4, which I think any way it works, we still need corner plates, but there's no corner plates on this. Oh, there is corner bricks. The original term for was mock-up. Some kid misunderstood it and said mock-up. Come up with my own creation, but mock-up's definitely a term used. Oh yeah, mock-up. Mock-up is like the classic CK. Hello there, Mark. But my own creation, or my own custom, or my own constellation. If you're mocking up a star system, it works. So that could be a 1x2, 1x2, and then we could fill that in with a 1. Or wait, do we don't need the space, do we? So that's a 4 by, what is that, 4 by something or other, and then we connect them in. There's a way to do this. There's a way to do this processing. Maybe we could use some more square plates. But I think that squares it off too much. But here, if we've always got a base, because how thick, the base is only 1 stud. So we're not always going to have a base. The first one's going to be the problematic one, because we've got 4 of these with 1 in the corner. But we have the privilege, I guess, of having all of these parts out here, so we could build it up to that corner. Oh yeah, this might be easier than I thought. Rather than using just 2x4s, I know I have enough of them. I'm going to grab some 4x8s. 4x8s in grey. 4 of them, because we want to keep the top open. And I forgot that we were hinging this. I've added some snot bricks. Let's just double check if we can get these in. That's tall. That is the same width. Oh, this mech's gonna be massive. And that's where the legs go in. Oh, that might be too short even. That might be. Unless we want to enclose it, which that might work. We'll be able to do that with some more snot bricks on the top. There's the little turret sticking out the side. So we want to either fold that down, which I think folding it down is not a problem. And remember that it's there. So that side isn't going to be able to have, at least we know where the front is, because it won't be able to have a brick in there. In fact, is this stopping it going down? It's kind of pressing against the bottom. Nah, I think that's all right. It stands up in there. We need to have a hole in the top for the radar. That's not a problem because we could probably get it squeezing through some of the other gaps in it, and then this is where it builds out. And then we'll continue the design on each of these. So there we are. At least it fits. Mario Galaxy Movie 2 trailer comes out Sunday. I'm so excited for that movie. We've got a few new characters introduced. They're bringing a lot to Mario. Love to see it. What's gone different? 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes, it's got the ends to it. We've got to build that up. Ooh. I also like animated movies. I think animated movies I enjoy more than just regular movies. Is that crazy to say? Animated movies, there's something about them. Something about animated movies. I think they can do more with animated movies. Or at least like CG. When you're watching an actual movie, there's so much CG in it, it might as well be animated. If they can't do half the stunts in person, like Star Wars having a force jump, I think that's okay. I think that's okay to CG. But if the whole movie was them jumping about like Clone Wars style, that you might as well animate it. You might as well. You might as well. Easier to defy. Yeah, it's easier to defy laws of anything. And also, I think because animations, because they aren't human, there's more emotion that's poured into it. And I'm not saying, you know, I'm heartless and if it's not human, I don't feel for it. But I think because of that lack of a connection, a lot of people take the humanity of something for granted. And because there's no human emotion, there's no humans, there's no instant connection, then yeah, they put more into the story and really drill it in. I think I have more 2x4s than I have any other piece. But also, do we need to fill in the entire thing? Can we leave the middle hidden? What's my favourite piece? Yours is any snot brick. My favourite piece was these snot bricks. This was 2025 Mouldie's element right here. And this year, I haven't actually got my favourite piece. It's a new piece that came out in January. And I think it's one of the best pieces. I think it's one of the best pieces that LEGO have made recently, alongside this snot brick. That was definitely up there last year. But I feel like there's a lot of new elements on the way for this year. And that's kind of ruining it for the other elements that are coming out. The more elements that come out, the less like special they are. So I can't wait to see what else is coming out this year. Ooh, do we have... Actually, I might like glam it up and I don't know if glam it up's the term, but might use some round plates, round studs on here. Those parts help with so many different... It's snot bricks. Snot bricks and brackets are a mock saver. Just got an ad that popped up instead. It did a split screen and showed the commercial underneath. Really? Oh wow. So the ad pops up like alongside the stream. That's awesome. That's what YouTube should do. I think that's what a lot of I think the other streaming platform does that for members as well. So it doesn't, like, it will still run ads on the side. Or it might hide the camera down. I can't remember. Been a while since we've been over there. But that's cool. If it doesn't conflict with it. I suppose it probably still covers the sound, but at least you can still see what's being done. If you imagine an ad hitting, you're watching like a dramatic game or a story-based game, and an ad hits right at the moment something important goes down and you've just missed it live. Hate it. That would be the worst. Like the Milky Buttons. Yeah, I can't remember what they're called. The Milky Buttons are awesome. Specifically in tan. I think the new element I'm talking about only comes out in... has only come out in grey? There might be a black one. Need a 1x6x2 dark tan arch, but Lego doesn't make it. Oh, a 1x6x2. Yeah, Lego makes 1x6x3s, but they have, well, actually, probably not in dark tan. They have their, not three plates. That's 2 bricks. They have their arches that are 3 plates thick. I think they should do a 2 plate thick arch, because they're brick thick. They're 1x1 thick arches. All these numbers, so confusing. Their brick thick arches have this little 1x1 on the bottom of the arch, and I think they could just get rid of that. So many parts come out that have this extra little bit, similar to their basic arches that they've now shortened to a brick tool. They could do that with a few of the older pieces. I wouldn't mind that. It'd be very helpful. White chocolate buttons, specifically white chocolate, yes. Let me see if I can bring up some of these parts. So what are the buttons called? If I just put into Brickowl 2x2 round, this one, this is the element. It's loading. Give it a second. Must be busy. Talking about parts, people have flooded the site to order it, specifically in tan. Where is it? There we go. The underside looks like a white chocolate button. That's making me hungry, and I'm not hungry. And then the new one that I was talking about is a bracket. Let's see if we can find it. It's kind of similar. It's the partner piece for this. So this piece has been included in a load of sets over the years, 833 sets. And the partner piece has a thinner side with studs. It's new. See, they're coming out with all these brackets. I'm not a fan of them. This one. This is the one. Oh, it's in black, green, and grey. Okay. Already out in 12 different sets. Oh, wait, the hot rod has... What? Oh, it's just that. It's in black. You can see it just down here at the front. Oh, I wanted to build that, and the DeLorean. And the Fryers set, actually quite a few of them. The new Supercar Taxi, Dino Jet, love this set. And the Axolotl Adventure, let's see if we can spot it. This has got to be in dark, oh no, it's in grey. It's in grey, holding on the Axolotl head. That feels a little unnecessary. They could use a bracket stemming from the bottom. The Dino Jet, oh, more reasons to pick it up alongside the treasure creatures and some of the other parts. Look great in that set. Dreams is awesome right now. Hard to beat, very hard to beat. Where are my 1x4s? Are they in a different... Oh no, they're here. They're just mixed with the 1x6s. Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4 per. Should have enough for all the different sides. That should hold up. I think Lego's doing a great job on molds. Oh yes, considering they used to do a whole lot less. They still do, I mean, they do a lot more than they were doing 10 years ago, but they still lock it to like a couple hundred parts a year and have to like switch out. I think it's also limited in colors. So certain colors, certain parts can have different elements, but it's so many more than ever before. And that's cool. Need a brick down there. And then, wait, is this isn't the last layer, is it? Oh no, we got the 2x4 to finish it off. That's nice, because that bridges this gap. But if we were to place it down at the minute, it would actually support it. Wait, it's floating over the top. Why is that supporting it? Fair enough. I thought we'd need next. Oh no, look, there you go. Now half of it decides to break off. But if that's going to support itself, I feel it's got a bit of spring in it. It's got a bit of spring in it. Can't fault it for that. And oh, we could add some tiles to the end. I quite like the studded look though of these helmets. That's why I haven't looked at like the Kylo Ren helmet. I think it's too smooth. Even Kylo Ren's helmet isn't that smooth, but it's still too smooth. It's not smooth, but it's still too smooth. We know what I mean. Can I use any more bricks? Oh wait, I could have used more bricks, couldn't I? Could I have not squeezed like a 2x4 in here? Yeah, I could squeeze a 2x4. Oh, 2x4 in there. Okay. 2x4 on the top. We could probably add some slopes into this. I never get the chance to squeeze a 2x4 in a mock. Make sure we're using the cleanest of bricks. I've got to dust these down. It's been a while. We'll grab a few more. Oh no, we couldn't, because we've attached these down here. I don't want to remove that. That's the only thing holding these sides on. Almost. We could add some 1x4s though, and that might be more impressive than 1x1s. If we've got a few 1x4s. There we go. This is even better because these are the little hinged 1x4s. And another piece, any piece that I don't think I can use. I've got a different mindset for 2026. 2025, I take a look at some of these and like some of these parts. Wait, red? I don't think I was meant to keep that. I take a look at some of these parts and think, I'm never going to be able to use that. Where am I going to need to use that? 2026, I'm changing that. I'm going to see these parts. I've already done it on a mock that's a video coming soon. Some parts like this that originally I wouldn't have used, I'm going to put to use. I'm going to make it work. And there's going to be some really cool creations out of it, I hope. I'm sure there will be. And then we've got a few fancy corners. And then we just got to do that 3 more times. Yeah. Now, how are we going to fill up the corners? I think off the bottom, we use some bricks. So that's 3 more times. We also need some some snot bricks probably to secure the corners. We should make all parts in the most basic colors: white, black, tan, dark tan, and both grays. Yeah, white, black, tan, dark tan, both grays. I'd probably say like red, blue, yellow as well, just for like the classic kits. We need more of these newer molds in classic kits. That would be cool, just for the colors. All parts should be in those 6 colors. I think they're the first 6. Yeah, so when they come out, they could go ahead and make those colors because we've already got light gray. They could have used dark gray. We could have, I mean, look, with the axolotl, they used gray. We could have had any color behind there. There's a perfect excuse. Few more molds. Black, maybe for the seat or for the bumper. That one makes sense. Again, black, black, dark gray here. I don't know where the bracket's used. No, I don't know where the bracket's used. It's hidden very, maybe it's on the side here. Maybe this is like the dark green one. We'll let that slip. Or is it the top of the cactus? It's the top of the cactus in green. Okay, that one makes sense. Maybe a red one could have been used here. Oh, I like the way they use the clip and bars for the hood on there. Look at this one. What do you mean it's grey, green, or black? They could have added like a dark green. I think tan would have worked great with the golds, dark tan. and yellow red as well. They could get away with that. Maybe a little bit of green in there. Dark grey. No, this is light grey, isn't it? But they could use dark grey brackets. I think that one's probably also green. That's the other green. This one's a black. Maybe dark grey would have paired up a bit better. They've got light grey on the outside, but dark grey wheels, dark grey on the inside. Dark grey would have worked. And then, wait, the jet versus car. That's medium grey and black. Well, if you're including medium grey and black, why don't you just replace both of them for dark grey? You've got it on the front of the car. I'd argue even white for the front of the car. That's a colour they didn't use. That could be cool. Thanks for hanging, Phil and Bricks. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, wherever you are. Supposed to get 1 foot more of snow. No, I forget it's still snowing. That's quite cool. 1 foot of snow's a lot, though. See, I don't think it's ever snowed a foot around London. So 1 foot, not while I've been here. Not that I've noticed. Snowed in, just build and watch streams. That's the life. Should make oh yeah, we said about that in the parts. Only use this stuff on a daily basis. Exactly. Sometimes the people that are building the Lego have, I'm not saying they know more, because Lego does know a lot that we don't, but they shouldn't be ignored. We shouldn't be ignored. And we're not. Lego's customer service recently has been pretty good. Pretty good. Got a few things on their way. What if we add snot bricks and slope out the back? This just needs to be out a little bit, and then maybe something in the middle. I don't know if bricks are gonna be the way to go here. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. But I kind of want to get some slopes. All right, let's get something down. So instead of using these, what if we used bricks on the base? Oh, these aren't properly secured. Is that not high enough, is it? No. Do these feet, could that be one higher? We might get away making it one higher. Last thing we want is this to just collapse on us. So if we make this, well, it doesn't have to be. No, it does have to be one higher, doesn't it? Yeah. It doesn't have to be. It does. It does have to be one higher. Let's get a plate over both sections. Oh, hold on. After all that complaining about stacking two 2x2 plates, I went and did it again. It's just fate at this point. Accept it. How could we double do it? That's kind of crazy. And then we want bricks on the top here. Same thing here, isn't it? Yep. Same thing here. Same thing there. Same thing everywhere. And that's a 2x3 in place of the 2x2. This sphere is going to be the most indestructible Lego sphere, mainly because it has a few droids power in it, and it's going to have some pretty neat weapons, but also just because how strong we're building it. What do we need? Just these two. And then keeping the same shape we've built, just reinforcing it as we go. That's something as well I think Lego could do. Build a set and then reinforce it, which is what the turbo tank did. The turbo tank seemed to have a bit of like it wasn't a Technic base. It seemed to have, oh, that's not exactly helping the case, is it? Is this going to happen all four sides? No. All right, it only happens with these sides. So let's add one more plate in the middle, and that'll increase the height of the middle. Some leg glue. There is a Lego glue, not just Craggle. There was a not a Lego official one, but one that I'm sure Lego would probably buy out today. And I never got around to testing it because we just end up breaking it. I tell you what, I should have got it when we were building the slave one. That would have been the perfect time to test it. Yeah, let's slide you in there. No? Oh, because... No, I'm not. Alright, I'm not understanding this. Maybe we do need one of those. Same thing there. And then last but not least. Yeah, I think it might be called Leglue then. It is called Leglue. Oh, yeah, it doesn't do much because it's water absorbent. It's not waterproof, so it ends up just running away with water. And I mean, Lego bricks don't sweat, but it doesn't do it. Like it would probably help a little bit with these bricks to stop them falling off as we're building, but if I were to drop it, it would then just break off. But this is solid. He says pulling it apart. This is solid. I guess unless you like pull it apart. Oh no, wait, you don't pull it apart. How did I pull that apart? Wait, there's a 2x3 running the whole way in the middle of that. I shouldn't have been able to pull that apart. I don't know how I did that. Maybe that was just a bug with the system. There we go. Droid fits. Let's get some bricks in the corner. Oh, the thing with adding bricks. Oh, the thing with adding bricks is it doesn't keep it all level. Kind of want to keep this all level. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going to replace all these plates and then add the bricks in the middle and get some of these 1x1s on the edge. One there, one there. Maybe add another brick in the middle of that, and then that can hold the snot bricks for it. Don't know if I have a stack of greys. I think I should have a whole cartridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Might need some more. That's a good start. And then some grey 1x2s. We could use some masonry bricks. Should we whack a few in? Water soluble. There we go. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Holds a little bit better than normal, but not enough to go through the trouble. Yes, water soluble, which is surely that means it's like eco-friendly or something, or does it then? It probably damages the water quite a bit, so it's probably not eco-friendly, but it's probably not too bad, which is not exactly what we go for. Not too bad. Might help kids building though. Because some Lego bricks, until you build them, are fragile. Let's play around with these parts, see what fits best. We want to make sure every step of the way that we can still fit that droid in. Otherwise, it's going to make it very hard later on to try and squeeze it in. There we go. We could then add bricks like that. That should bridge the gap. Oh no, it doesn't bridge the gap. One plate away. So we just up the bottom. And then mimic that on top. I wonder if instead of these 1x1s, we've got any of the too thick plates. Or we can add more studs as well. Or we could add some snot bricks. They're only 2 plates tall. Is that going to do anything for the legs? Can we attach? We need to see how we are going to attach the legs, because they should be coming out around this point. And then we can put bricks on top. and that will fill the gaps. Oh no, it doesn't work exactly like that, because they'd be covered. Ooh, that's a nice angle we've got there. We just need to work out how we can attach legs in there, like the hinges, how we're going to get those inside. And then this would be covered on the top. So that snot brick there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That works. That holds down all of this as well. Ooh. How can we attach? It's got to be something that comes out and meets that, but then also sticks out this way. It's got to be some sort of bar and clip connection that we could work into that. I like the fact that we can re-support the sides with this, because that makes this easy. We just add another, why don't we just add another brick in there? Like that. There we go. Even get another snot brick just in the corner. I mean, at this point, we're just going through snot bricks. We don't need to do that. It would be cool to have some sort of walls between these. Maybe keeping these up. So that could be a slopes up there, slope up there, and then a corner bracket. Again, those 3x3 corner brackets would be awesome here. And then, does that hold the legs? That would hold the legs. Okay, that's as far as we need to go on that. Maybe a 2x2 plate. Knew we should have got more of those. Always can get more. Maybe even whack some tiles in here. Smooth it off. And then just same on all sides. Could have double stacked these. Boom, boom, boom. And then on the sides, we need to start thinking before we finish off the sphere, just in case we need to rework anything, how we can get clips in there. There's a few ways to get clips in there. Maybe we're thinking about this wrong. Maybe we get just regular clips. We'll use dark grey. Switch up the colors. The clips on here are also dark grey. Let's get some dark grey clips. I don't even remember what we needed these. Oh, it was for the side. Yeah, we need all of these. So we'll leave them there. Maybe we should do the 4 sides first. Let's make sure it works for one. And then once we know it's working for one, we can do it with a few more. So I'm thinking with the clips, if we get 2 clips on their sides, we can then attach some bar plates to them. Like this. And these should be actually, they're near impossible to clip on, aren't they? We need them angled better. So we'll get some slopes. We'll get some slopes to go up the top. And then if we get some clips on the side, do we need a plate between them? 1x2s with the bar. Or we could thicken it. How thick are the legs? 2 plates. So if we're upscaling these roughly 1 to 3, 2 plates would be 6 plates. So you're looking at 2 bricks wide. That holds up. 2 bricks wide it is. A mixture of light and dark grey. We won't keep them blocked off as they are. We'll go with the flow. What seems right. Let's get the slopes. And there's one of the bricks I dropped earlier. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, didn't mean to hit them. Oh, didn't hit them. I can only say I didn't mean to hit the mic so many times. Get out of here. Ruining our stream audio. And then, Good thing we didn't make all the sides yet, because it's easier putting them on for the first time than having to pop them off. These slopes should give way for the plates. Let's not forget where they're going. Snot, plate. Maybe we don't need the 1x2s. And then something like this. This is what I'm thinking. This is how we do it. Maybe 2 plates in between. How big are we talking? So these have the clip and then 2 studs, maybe 6. Maybe 6 studs. Obviously this is like a 1x4 connection. I think 12 studs would be a bit too thick, because that is the size of the dome and the eyes do kind of cover that. But they are actually, are they? No problem. May the bricks be with you, Hoarder. Maybe they are meant to be the size of the body. Let's try and get an image up for proportions. That, and type in Star Wars just in case some other spider droids show up. We don't want any of that. Oh no, the legs are tiny. What? The legs are not the length of the body. They're like half the length, if that. So yeah, 12x12. We'll go with 6. And then they do have that like torso bend around. I do think we should work getting some sort of torso for the B2 battle droids. That would just look so good. But we're going to need at least another plate in there. We could strengthen it with just 2x6s. Oh, is that perfect? No, it's not perfect. It's so almost perfect. We need a hinge. Maybe we can work the hinge. Maybe we can work the hinge, because we'll probably tile this off. That's solid though. That is not going anywhere. I would love to have a bit of movement in there, but I think as long as we can move there should be some movement, shouldn't there? Should we ball joint it? Should we ball joint it? I think we should ball joint it. I love a good ball joint. There are ball joints on the original mechs as well. If these were separate legs, they do have a bit of tilt in them. This is going to be a pain to split. Where did I put those brick separators? Always keep some handy. Actually, I don't think I have one under my desk anymore. Just need to split a little bit, and then you can split it just like that. So let's keep one under my desk. I have a few studs on the underside. They fit in just like that. So we know this is going to work. Now, well, we don't. Let's get the ball joint. Let's test it out. Because we only need them to move in one direction. We could double the ball joints. It's been done before. We've done it a lot. Don't need these, not bricks. Well, haven't so far. Don't need is a big phrase right now. Don't need. Just throw those away. We don't need those. Definitely don't need that. A red 1x6. I would be very surprised if we fit that in. And then, how many? I feel like we only need 1 plate in between these. And I know there's 2 here. But I might space it out so that it's forward. I might space it out like this. And then we get another one in front. Like that. But it's not centered. It's not centered. Is that going to annoy me? Yeah. Am I going to do anything about it? Probably not. If I'm being completely honest, probably not. That gets 1 plate between them. Right, stripy legs it is. And that will be our 6. There you go. For anyone that did want a little extension on the side. Wait, did that pop out? Wait, there is a bit of movement here. I don't think it's voluntary. but there is a bit of movement. And that is just up, down. This is going to be so much better than our AV7. Maybe we should build an AV7 mock to combat these. That would be awesome. All right, now we know that the leg is somewhat functional. So it's 2x6 and it was 2 plates thick. So this should be 6 plates thick. I think 6 plates thick is too thick, and I might narrow it down to 5 so that we've got some nice same length. So we'll get some dark grey plates. You know what? The legs work. Let's finish the rest of this. They fit in. They fit in with the side. Let's finish the rest of the body, and then we can get excited about making this thing walk. Not that we're going to be adding motors into this and making this thing actually walk across the desk. Yeah, it's not big enough for that. I'd love to. It's not big enough. No way. Do you want to move it down as well, though? Maybe we can space it out. Maybe that would look better. We just need to flip these around. Something like that. That way there's a little space. Or because these are bent inwards for it, what if this was just the center? Can we center the leg? That's the dream. If this works, that's perfect, because it also should lock these in, like hard lock these in. Oh no, you don't have the space to pop out like that, do you? Can you hide in a little bit? Where's the... No, because you're at the bottom. So if you raised up a plate, you could. But if you raised up a plate, you wouldn't actually fit the leg on it. Okay. That's harsh, that is. It's so close. It sticks out the teeniest bit over the top. Oh. We do want them out. Actually, we don't want them out forward. We want them out back, because then we can tile off the front. Where'd that other 2x6? Maybe we don't go with a 2x6 because they're harder to peel off. We could double up 2x3s, or we could use some 2x2s. I think we've got plenty of 2x3s to spare. We just strengthen that with some smaller plates, and then we can tile off the top there. Like the sound of that. Do we talk about a front and back? I don't think we got that far. And now does this clip it? Yeah, perfect. Perfectly, of course it does. Perfectly. Oh. We could have the hinges on the outside. Like, we could even get another hinge on top. But I think two's enough. But we could go with more. I kind of want to go with more. We could go with more. Or no, I'll be honest, I have no idea if we should go with more or not. So we're gonna go back to working on the rest of it, building them out with snot bricks and slopes. That should be the title of every mock I do from here on. Snot bricks and slopes. Sums it up. I'm gonna start a new series on the channel. Just a regular mock series, same that we've been doing for the last however long, but calling it snot bricks and slopes. And we're going to build everything, replacing all the regular bricks and plates with snot bricks and slopes, or maybe brackets as well. We'll get some of those in. And that's the entire build. Oh, missed one of the snot bricks. Without the snot bricks, we can't place the slopes. I think there'd be some really good mocks built with snot bricks and slopes. I don't think they'd look Lego-like, but there'd be some really good builds. This is starting to get heavy. Not too heavy to hold, but heavy that I can feel the weight of it in my hand. That's the sign of a good build. When you feel like, I'm not going to drop this, but when you feel like you could drop it and it wouldn't break, you know you're going in the right direction. And when you're running out, we're running out of slopes. We're almost out of snot bricks. We're doing something right. With this latest advancement in snot bricks and slopes. Also, they're going to be so secure on the side there. The droid can fit in the middle. We've tried that out. I don't want to test that too much because if one time it doesn't work, that's not going to be good. I do wish we could secure these in a little bit more. Like just on the bottom. The top is fine because it meets the slopes. If we could get an extra clip in the bottom, just a little something. I don't think a 1x2 would work. Let's test it. Let's grab our 1x2s with the holes in them and see if we can fit them. But we can only fit them over one. We're not going to be able to clip them over both. So we're going to have to choose. Oh, wait. It fits. Hold on. It fits. That's cool, because that's an extra little like wire or something. Awesome. Now I can just wave it. It bends, depending on which way is angled down. That's cool. Okay. Okay. And then we can have another 1x6 on top. I'm going to use a lot of bracket. Maybe we use ball joints instead of brackets. Not brackets. What am I thinking of? Not brackets. What's the word? No. What's the word? Hinges. Hinges. That's the word. Thank you. And then this is all four, so we can attach this one on. We just need to get working on the top. 2x4, a few of these. The Lowell sphere was, let's actually bring up, because the Lowell sphere has its own website, doesn't it? By Bruce Lowell. So the Lowell sphere is, this website I think is 12 years old. There doesn't actually seem to be a date. I think that was dated when they started selling Lowell spheres, because that's 2014. It was definitely before 2010. Where? Oh, here we go. The story of the Lowell sphere started in 2002. You know what? I might as well read through this, because I don't think I've actually read through the history of the Lowell sphere, which is the brick that has a load of plates that is quite round. And the perfect way, there's a method of doing it. I like to build it like I've done and just come up with a random one. It'd be interesting to see if this does follow the pattern of a Lowell sphere. We haven't had to. We've gone with a design that had some legs to it as well. So probably not perfectly. But I think this works for, it's, as someone who has who studied maths, this is interesting, because had I heard of the Lowell sphere, and like I thought the Lowell sphere was just, oh, you know, popular YouTuber Lowell made a few spheres and that's what they're known for. So it's kind of like the modular bases. They're called something as well because of a popular creator used those on the underside of modular buildings and it got named after him. And it's kind of the case. Bruce Lowell is an actual person that was behind the algorithm for this, but they created, shouldn't assume that Bruce is a he, and like an algorithm, not an algorithm, a systematic approach for it, which just means math. That's what it means. It means math. I've got to remember how I did this as well. That's not math I can jot down. I can't just rewatch these streams. I wish I could. So the story of the Lowell sphere started in 2002. I was barely alive. The world was probably not thinking too much about Lego, especially the Western world. Early 2002. Harder to travel. Bruce designed the hemispherical engine nacelles. Hemispherical engine nacelles? It's a Star Wars word as well. Of a Star Wars starfighter mock, my own creation, for those of you that don't know, using a rough precursor. This is fancy. All right, I had to write a paper for my degree. I did it on I went to say Schrodinger's. It's not Schrodinger's. It's not Schindler's. It's Sierpinski triangles. Maybe I should. It was Sierpinski triangles, and I actually had a line of code that would identify Sierpinski triangle. I need to go back through that. That was a sick paper, but I was not writing this fancy. So maybe Bruce didn't study maths. Maybe they studied English, using a rough precursor of what was to become the sphere design. Makes sense. A lot of Star Wars ships are spherical. I'd be interested to find what ship it was in 2002 that needed a ball, because the only one I'm thinking of is the Trade Federation, that main ship. There's a load of them that are spherical. I mean, the Death Star as well. You could build a Death Star with this, and that would be quite large, but quite nice. I noticed in a large pile of play bricks there were multiple of the different elements that they had used to create the nacelle. What does nacelle mean? Let's get this up. Nacelle? Nacelle? Chat, have we seen this word before? Nacelle? Wait. Oh no, where's my headphones? I can listen to how the word's pronounced. A streamlined casing on the outside of an aircraft or motor vehicle, especially one housing an aircraft engine. Nacelle. Nacelle. NASA. It sounds like narcissistic, nas. Oh, it's not nas. It's nacelle. So we've got cello here, and then nacelle, 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 nacelle. A nacelle is a nacelle is a streamlined casing on the outside of an aircraft or motor vehicle, especially one housing an aircraft engine. So a grey aircraft with navy painted on the engine's nacelles. So I assume for the N1 starfighter, maybe this was the N1, that cylindrical nacelle. But why is a spherical nacelle? Rounded off engines. Oh, 2002. We would have seen the Trade Federation ships. They would have seen the Trade Federation ships. I probably would have in 2002 as well. Not remember them, definitely not. But I think it was the Y-wing, the tip of the Y-wing from the original trilogy, because Bruce probably grew up with the original trilogy. If he's talking about precursors, nacelles, and hemispherical engines, so yeah, probably the Y-wing. Probably. If you do know what mock this was, I'd love to see it. What started the Lowell sphere? I have to do a whole run of this. Anyway, where were we? I played around with the design and was able to create a full sphere. So a full sphere, not a half sphere like a Y-wing engine, but a full-on sphere. Okay, the reaction at the convention was overwhelmingly positive. Yeah, this is definitely the Trade Federation ship. The LEGO community had not to date really seen a snot sphere interesting, especially one so detailed and small. A few months later, you posted it on their original website as a 6.8 stud diameter sphere. That's half the size of this. So that is pretty impressive to get a rounded sphere and like be one of the first to do that, because Lego even back then was quite solid. Solid, cubed, right angles, and yeah, it didn't look as good as spheres. Nice. It was received the same positive reaction from the online Lego community worldwide. In the years following, they didn't really incorporate the sphere into many mocks, always the case. They collects dust, you know. They forget about it. Oh, this did well. Now I've got to beat it. Oh dear. Yeah, good luck beating that. I think I will forever be known to shorts as the repo Lego guy, or maybe some of my early like Bark speeders. At the minute, nothing has topped Kenobi's minifigure scale Delta or like the 332nd Bark on Rubricable. I think that's my most popular one over there. Feel that. Although they had a lot of ideas in that time, hadn't really been used by other builders either, by Lego or Legoland Parks, or Bram Laboret's Sphere Generator. Oh, a program was based off the idea, Bram Laboret's Sphere Generator, and taken on the Lowell Sphere name. They used it on an actual program to make it easy. Basically like free instruction making, which yeah, that helps, because obviously people that are good at building mocks, like I could just get this up. Does the generator still exist? Let's see how. Oh, it does. It does. It still works. Oh, awesome. I'm just seeing my camera just struggle. Come on, keep up. You got this. Oh, it can't run two of them. I don't even know if it will be able to run one. Let's give it a go. I know it's an old website. Oh, no, there you go. There's the webcam gone. Just shrink it, get rid of it. Whew. Okay, we can run a 2.4 stud diameter. We want to get to 12, that was at 10. What's up with this? 6 studs? No, you know what, I'm going to full send it. Oh, no. Okay, we don't want to crash the stream. We just want to see what they would have done. Are they using, oh wait, 11.6. Let's go with 12. And can we make this any simpler? Can we just, oh wait, show single panel. Yes. Does that, okay, the stream's handling this a bit better. Whew, it feels like I've just had a workout. What was up with that? So they have gone with an odd number of bricks. That's interesting, because the Stormtrooper head is also 12 studs. Actually, it's 12 studs exactly. It's a bit wider. It's like 12 across, 13 deep, but they go with an even number. The Lowell Sphere makes it odd, so I am, for this stream only, anti-Lowell Sphere. These work perfectly though, because these plates that stick out will stick out over here, and I love that. I do like that. Build 6 identical panels and attach them together to form the perfect sphere. Nice. Get out of here now. Slowing down our stream. But that's awesome that still works. That is, for anyone trying to find it, Bram Lambert's Sphere Generator. Though if you search Lowell Sphere, Bruce Lowell's website is one of the first things to show up. So in 2010, this is now like 8 years later, almost a decade after the original Lowell Sphere was created, which is a long time. You think now how many sets would come out in the next 10 years? Not as many sets were coming out. So it was really down to the mock community to make a load of ships, because it could be 10 years before they'd ever see them. Especially with the prequels, they were still original trilogy focus from the start, Lego. In 2010, Bruce decided to revisit the sphere, but not just as a sphere, to expand upon the idea and create shaping with the 6.8 stud diameter. Shaping. Oh, is this like Mr. Potato Head? Because I see a Mr. Potato Head down towards the bottom. And it looks like something you'd see on Ideas actually. If it is that big, that's impressive. I was getting studs, weren't I? Do I have any stats? It's going to be a long journey ahead. We'll get there. To start, they extended the largest diameter of the sphere, which was 6.8 studs at the point, into a cylinder, and added a soft curve by adding slices to the cylinder. So an example of both the cylinder and soft curve can be seen in the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, if anyone has seen that. No idea what that is. Oh, you know what? We've already created a mess. Let's clean up this and we'll pour these studs out. An example, yep. Next, they designed a T intersection and a 90-degree curve, which is hard to incorporate without it looking just odd. both of which visible in the cactus. Maybe we'll get to see some of these images in just a second. I'll bring them up. Then used 490-degree curves to make a torus or a donut shape. Okay, you're extending bits of the sphere, and 490-degree curves. So you've got like a squared hole in the middle. It naturally led itself to become a confectionery donut. Continued to build other mocks using the original sphere as well as shapes based off it. Below is a sampling of their work. And I'm seeing, why does that look like the TIE Avenger? That's a recent ship. Well, it's not. TIE Avenger was in the 90s TIE Fighter game. We played that in the run up to Andor. But if I get this, I'll copy this across. Nacelle. Never heard that word before. We can take a look at some of the images. So we got Mickey here. Don't see any Lowell spheres. Oh, I guess with the head. No, the back of the head. Is there an image of the back? No image of the back. But Mr. Potato Head has that Lowell sphere bottom and then an extension on the top. With the TIE cockpits, we've got some of that Lowell sphere. I guess it was probably early prototypes for... Is this the TIE Avenger? No, that had the... This is a TIE Interceptor. What am I on about? And the TIE Fighter as well. A lot of dishes used and not really Lowell spheres, but probably would have provided the basis for the shapes at different angles. Yoshi's nose, look at that. Beautiful Lowell sphere. Also, I saw Tiago post earlier the little sliver of Luigi's new Mario Kart that we're getting. That looks cool. When are we getting Yoshi? That's a build I'm interested in. A B drill or just a regular B? Oh, B from Mega Man 9 with that elongated, and then you've got like the slice of the other sphere. The Hungry Caterpillar. So it's an outturned donut. You flip the two bottoms of it and you've got a very hairy donut. A very hairy confectionery. There you go, an allow sphere for the head. That's an awesome build. If I had that many antennas, I would love to build that. Love that book. One of my favorites. There's the tiny Death Star. That looks like a make and take. We got a globe, a rubber ducky. That one's slightly elongated, and an M&M. Wow, that would have taken ages to get the logo in the side. I really want M&Ms now. M&Ms or Smarties. Oh, look. Look at all of that. And did they fill it with M&Ms? No. Oh, please tell me there are instructions floating out. A bomb from Super Mario with a winder. Hopefully that spins. Given how good some of these are nuts. Looks like Celeron's eye. You have to flip it on its side. Or elongate it a little bit. Oh look! There's the instructions for the basic, the very first Lowell sphere. Interesting how that can be used to make any other bits. Look, the instructions for free, and you can also buy a physical model. No, you can't anymore. Out of stock. That's like a trip down memory lane. That's pretty cool. I feel like I've said that a lot. I'm going to keep saying that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool it is. Never knew that much about the Lowell sphere. Like it's not something that I pair with the Lego community, the Lowell sphere. It's something that I know now because I've created a bunch of balls. I used to love that. After going Legoland, I'd come home and see which bricks, and it wouldn't be plates. It usually would be bricks that I can use to make some of the Lowell sphere shape, like a not a perfect sphere, but as close to a sphere as I can. Because you see a lot of the spherical shapes, and some of the designers will be building like Lowell spheres in their spare time. I used to like doing that. And now we're using not a Lowell sphere. I'm not going to dub it the Mouldie sphere, but it's like a modified Lowell sphere on the Spider Droid. I think this does keep to the patterns. The way it folds out, I guess the overlapping, not quite. Or you could see it as there is some overlapping. The fact that we've got these bits coming down because the base is a bit thicker. And then the legs are awesome. I can't believe we managed to build the legs as we did. All right, that's that. What did we do next? We had some 1x4s. Maybe I can get rid of these now. They take up some of the most room on the desk. These pesky 1x4s. Get them out of here. Oh, the perfect number of plates, or is that that's another 3? And then 1x4s. Yeah, they're at the bottom here. I can't remember the name of the modular Lego bases. If anyone knows the name, what they're called, please let us know. Yeah, because it's like base plate, brick plate, or is it plate, brick plate? I always used to do base plate, brick plate, and then the road plates I'd just have 1 plate underneath because it's too much to stud them all the way down, and a 1.5 plate tool piece doesn't exist yet. 18+ sets should include them. Just to complicate things, 1.5 plates. It actually makes it easier than trying to work with snot bricks, which maybe that's why they don't include them. It's not as fun. Not as fun, and that's 2 up, so a lot more 1x2s. But oh wow, a lot. So much for saving corner plates. We got a few of those, and now we're running out of 1x2s. Oh no, we need more on the top. These are all just 1x2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 10 1x2s showing. That feels cheating. Yeah, a lot of corner plates have been used on these last spheres. Oh, whoa. If we're saving the corner ones, let's use up all of the other ones. It's not like we've got a shortage of 1x2s. I've got so many I haven't pied out yet. I want to get a slope down there. Ooh. Is there a way we can fit something in there snug? This is where they'd have like that half a plate hanging over. We do have some of the slopes that we added to the inside. We could also just add a slope onto there. But I want something that would fit perfectly. And there's no element that fits perfectly in. Plus, we do still need to add eyes onto it. So I'll probably have the eyes coming out of the front. I think this is going to be the front here. So we've got a turret built off here. Maybe dropping down. Maybe the turret. Where did we put? Where did we put? Oh, wait, that'll have to be there. The ball joints. These ones. Because that'll hang just below. It kind of hangs the same as the legs. So this should be taller. How much taller is the question? Because I consider this 1x1 tile to be the center of the ball. So that would be just down from the center. Maybe here. Maybe there. And then underneath, to stop it firing down, we could get a 1x2 slope as well. So I'll take that bottom piece off. Do you want to secure it in? And that isn't secure. If only we had that new bracket. That'd work. All right, I've got an idea. And I think we need this to be the bottom. Got an idea. If we flip it, let's just get rid of some of these 1x2s. Get out of here. What we can do is hollow out one of the sides, because these only need like 1x1s on the corner, and then add, yes, okay. We'll get some 1x1s to fill those gaps, and then use some brackets and or snot bricks. That's the face of it. Oh, hold on, that's securing the whole thing, isn't it? Oh, it will have to be. It will have to be this side. I'm not sure if this... Oh no, this will work. All right. Same, but different. We're just going to patch up what we just broke down. Didn't mean to do any of that. And then take off this plate. That's the one we want. Got rid of. Oh, now we've got 4. Worked out for the best. And now, snot bricks or brackets. We could just slot it in. That's not going to be very strong. I'm thinking one up. And if so, we're going to need to keep this. We're going to need one of those 2x2s with a little 1x2 sticking out of it, and a 1x2 cheese slope. The 1x2 cheese slope is just to round off the edge. And I actually don't know where those other elements have been. They used to have a drawer to themselves, so I don't think they had a bag when we moved them over. They got to be in one of these drawers. No, oh, but they were with these. So where did they end up? Maybe they're in one of the older drawers. Maybe I've been using them for months and never realised they were there. They weren't bagged. I had too many to bag, surely. Let's check in the bracket drawer. No, not in the bracket drawer. Again, brackets work fine. We might have to go with brackets. Have I looked in every drawer? I haven't checked the bags because I just don't think they'll fit in a bag. I used it on the armadillo as well. So I have used them since I've been sorting these parts out. Wait, no, oh. Well, they technically don't have enough space for a regular Ziploc bag. I just put them in a massive Ziploc bag. Compared to an average Ziploc bag, this is like a double-sized one. Maybe even slightly bigger. But this is the element I was talking about. It's the partner piece to my potential favourite element of this year. I need to pick up a few so that I can test that out. This is the element. We got the 4 studs on the bottom, the 2 studs on the top. We're going to slope it off just so it looks a bit rounded and add a ball joint to the back. And now we've got our turret here. And this shouldn't be easy to pull away. So should be pretty locked in. Pretty locked in. Like, pretty solidly locked in. If we wanted to go one step further, do we want to go one step further? Because I don't want to ruin this hole in the middle. I don't know how we can get that without using any other specialized elements. But if we wanted to really lock it in, let's go. I might as well show you how to do it. So we want some more 1x1 bricks. Or maybe we can replace these. Because we're using the 1x1 studs. I don't know if I have enough for the entire... I've got so many grey studs. I don't know if I've sorted enough. That's what I mean. I don't know if I've sorted enough to fill all of these plates. And then we use 1x2s instead. 1x2s with 1x2s and more 1x2s. Because we just can't get enough 1x2s. And then another 1x2. Oh, you are kidding. And then we can secure this down with more of my old favourite piece, some of those rounded snot bricks. Just like so. Palpatine's booty cheeks from our Mockember. That's a combo I should never have said on stream, but there we go. Not only does that work, we could also use it to get some dish eyes. The eyes should be 3x3s. So if we have any 3x3 translucent red dishes, they would be perfect. But before we start modifying anything for pieces we don't have, let's sort out the other elements we do have. And I think all that's left is a few 1x2s and those rounded plates. and then we can go from there. Quite a few 1x, like quite a few 1x2s. Emphasis on, what would I emphasize? Not quite, because there's a lot. Not few, because there's a lot. Emphasis on the pieces. Big emphasis. If only I had a tub of 1x2s. I wouldn't have to search. How many... Did we empty this tub? Nope. Because there are more in there. So that means we're going through this one then? Yeah. More in both of them. We checked those. Maybe this will have all the grey ones we could ever need. The worst part is if I was to miss, because these bounce. Lego knew that when they created stud shooters. Round studs bounce, and I don't know the physics behind it. But they are bouncy. Bouncy studs. That was their nickname in high school. Bouncy studs? Don't know if that one landed. It's still bouncing. Jury's out on that one. Can't be far off. I said about the AV7 mech, that's something that I always want to do, and I don't know when's the right time to revisit that. Because the AV7, I loved. It was a fun build, and I like seeing how big it was. The detail, come on, the detail was not there. Like if I was to make a video on that today, that'd just be a throwaway video. I should have added so much detail to that build, and I just didn't. And it's not something that I purposefully did. I just didn't detail it. There's no, like, I was happy with it being done. I think it took so long. I wasn't streaming the build, so I was building whenever I could, and it did only take a few weeks. It wasn't too long, but it did feel quite long. I was having, there was so much going on that yeah, I feel like I didn't rush it. I just didn't spend as much time as I should have on it. And I would love to go back, build what I did build, and then improve it, just to show how far I've come. Just like for myself, not to prove anyone wrong. I think barrel aside, it was a popular mock. But that's probably one of the few mocks that I'm not as proud as I'd want to be of. The AV7 cannon. It looks cool. There's not, I didn't miss out greebling where it should have been. It's not a very decorative vehicle. It's a clone ship. There you go. That's all I need to say. Not all clone ships are bright yellow. Lego makes them bright yellow because otherwise they'd just be boring builds. I think all those grey parts. Yeah, I don't think I've built a fully grey Star Wars model since. Besides, well, I can't say that. I do have the UCS AT-RT. But even that isn't fully grey. All right, I think that's it. I think we're out of grey studs. Wow, thought the day would never come. Do we use dark grey? Do we use 1x1 plates? Do we use... What do we use? I could try and find some more 1x1 grey studs. Do I have them? I still have so many tiers of Moss Esper that I haven't properly broken down. Or what I could do, which would be a pain when parting this out, but you know, that's future me's issue. That's for future me to complain about, not for me now. And I probably should have done this originally because I have a ton of them. Use the studs with the holes in them. I don't even need to empty this to find them all. It might not look like I have a lot of grey. Oh no, you can see a few of the greys. But I know at the bottom of this there are a lot of greys because I used to keep the grey ones and the black ones separate, I think it was. So we've got all, I don't want to stack, I just want Just want singles. And I have to remember when I'm parting this out that they're not all the same type of stud. There we go. That's the back. That's very spherical. We then got the top that if we fold down, I guess, what's the harm in putting this other plate on? Does it still work? Might work better. It might work better. Oh yeah, we weren't meant to fill in every corner because one corner has the blaster. Oops. Oops. Forgot about that. Does it go down anyway? No, it's the blaster, isn't it? Course it's the blaster. We could mix that with corner brick. Oh yeah, also it was meant to be on its side, not flat. I didn't even think of that. Oops. Oops. We could straighten it out. I don't think there's a need to though. It don't need to be looking straight. It just needs to be in there. There we are. 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 sides. What isn't going down? I think it's the blaster. Yeah, the hilt's cool. No. Oh, it's not. It's not. It does fit. Just takes a bit of persuasion. That means the side can almost be built up. So we could have this exposed out the top. I felt like almost giving it a head out the top, but I guess we could give it a screen. We need a slope to push that tip bit down. That can be arranged. And then I'll figure out how to do the top. Let's get working with the legs. Because oh yeah, we didn't need that. That's from the blaster's side. Let's get working with the legs. Let's make a few more of those joints with even more 1x2s. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And now we've got the ball joints. Yeah, bring them out. Don't drop them. Don't drop them, please. Whatever I do, don't drop all the ball joints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm thinking ingots. I think we start decorating. Grab some ingots for the fronts of the legs here. Grab some grills along the way as well. How many of these? I think we should keep all the parts out. They're not clogging up the camera. So that's Lego on the bottom side. Just like that. Just like, oh yeah, how are we going to clip these in? We need to clip off the arms so that we can persuade them out. That's better. Oh, we'll keep that one off. Ooh. And then lock these in with the rounded off plate. That worked out so nicely that this fits. And the fact that it doesn't wobble or anything, the fact it's not coming loose anytime soon. So these legs are out in front, and then there's 2 legs out behind. Out in the back, out behind. This has worked better than I could have asked for. Nice leg joints, ingot on the bottom. And then this is backwards. So you can see how the snot brick gets pulled out so that it can fit in, and then it locks in with this, which the 2x4 runs horizontally. So let's keep that the same on all 4 of these. Oh, there we go. Nope. Are these in? These are in. Oh, 1 snot brick on the inside. Go in. Come on. Come on. In you go. Perfect. At last. That was too fiddly. Too fiddly for my liking. And then flip it. And another ingot. Lego side down. Or up in this case. And then same for the back. Oh. It's like we've created a little mouse droid almost to attach to each of these sides. And then, well, any trouble from you? No. Perfect. 4 legs. Which one was the front? That was the front. So let's keep working on these legs. If I build everything 4 times, we should have 4 equal legs. Now, is that going to happen? Maybe not. But that's what we're hoping for. And these ball joints should help keep a lot of these things together. Like once this pops in, it's not going to be able to separate from the 2x6. So we've got a nice sturdy core. We'll then add the same brackets onto the other side. And these legs do have some sort of cockpit. So I think attaching some B2s would be an interesting take for it. That would be pretty cool. Imagine a spider droid walking up and there's like B2s attached to the leg. The torsos aren't actually big enough to fit the B2s though. The mech torsos are a bit oversized. I was thinking we would have like mech-sized legs, which is why I didn't think we had the time to do it today. In fact, we're running pretty decent on time. And then these legs are slightly up, almost like it's skydiving now. This would be a great start to a Trade Federation ship. Sometimes I get so excited, I just don't speak all my words. I leave some out. This would make a great, wouldn't it, chat? Wouldn't this be great? Wouldn't this be a great? Almost spoke incorrectly correctly. Not be doing any of that. And then the same for the legs at the bottom. We don't want the legs to be falling out from underneath them. That's only going to happen if the Jedi start attacking, which maybe we should make a little Kenobi mech as well. Make sure these, and then 2x4s, yes. It's like some wires running up the side. 1, 2, oh, we're going to need a few. Let's grab a handful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the underside, I don't know if any 2x6 inverted tiles exist in Lego, but we're going to use plates. It's not the most interesting piece, but it stops it all right, don't pick it up from the side. It stops it having a tiled look on every side. These need to be connected together to really stick them in. All we need is a corner snot brick on each side. That's easier than I thought it was going to be. Well, easier if I have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. First time. Stream luck right there. So we'll secure those in a second. First, let's reinforce these legs. Really not going anywhere. No chance of escape. And then one last. Oh, you're not on the right way. Oh, also I haven't secured in the bases. Let's do that before I snap a clip. The last thing we want is to break Lego live. There'd be video proof of our destruction. Yeah, there we go. Now we can try and pop it off, because otherwise that was not going to be coming. All right, that's the front. And they're all like that. I'll remember that. I hope. And then these corner bricks as well. They don't need to be held down to anything in particular, just to the left and right sides. So I'm not worried about any of that. Make sure these are all secured, all in fully. And then front or back. There's one face. This should stop them rattling about and mainly knocking into each other. They're already feeling a lot more secure. I wonder if I'd be able to hold it by one of these now. Because that's 6 points of connection for a 8x8 plate. Well, you can wave it around a little bit as well. Not confident enough to be swooshing it, but it's crazy how just adding those corner bricks makes it so much more secure. This is looking more like a Trade Federation ship, and I guess that works. It is a separatist model after all. Now we need to drop them down. The problem being, when we attach plates like this, they don't really have a vertical space. They kind of bend like that, but I think that's okay. I think we switched to 1x now, because droid torsos aren't exactly a plate wide. Wait, but we got to be almost tripling this. 1, 2, 3. Could we go to like some sort of bar? Could we go to some sort of bar? Is a crazy thing to say on stream again. We could switch it up to some sort of bar. It's only got one stud in the middle. So if we go 1, 2, maybe that's 2 studs wide. So we'd go up to a 1x6 to get this thing off the floor. And again, reinforcing it with some 1x3s, just because the smaller plates will not bend in the middle. That's all we're stopping with that. And then same here, except for the fact we've got no dark grey, which feels wrong because the entire droid bodies here are dark grey, but also they don't exist in light grey that I know of. So it makes sense. It makes sense. And then we can add some feet out the front. And they're going to be, it's only one stud out. So they're going to be quite chunky. Maybe a 1x8 would fit in its place. How are the grey 1x8s looking? Nope, not there. We have a few. What might be better is to mix up the 1x6s and add even more 1x2s. I don't want to use more 1x2s. Maybe we can use 1x3s with them. Maybe we use I don't know. Maybe 1x6s, 1x3s. Because that adds the extra little bit for the bottom as well. Oh, this is way too long. For the bottom leg, no, we need it to be smaller than 6, really. So hiding a bit of the 6 would work. And in the 1x1, we want to be 3x. We don't want it 3x3. We want it like 2x3. But do we want it 2x3? Let's actually add a leg so we know what we're looking at. And then let's see. So that's what the leg's gonna look like. It looks a bit thin, as it should. And then that will come in a little and we'll get the foot out the bottom. How are we looking for the foot? I think we could round off the edge of the foot really well like that. It'll make sense once we add some slopes into it. Oh no, wait. The foot would be backwards. Yeah, that would work. That would work in this case. But just so everything is facing the same direction, I think peace of mind wins this time. Let's flip it around. And then there we go. That would be the leg with the foot. I guess because this leg has the double joints, we could try and extend it out the bottom. Let's see what the spider... This feels too Lego-y. Feels too Lego build. What's the actual spider droid look like? The little spider droid. You know what? You know what? If we stuck this up a bit more, I think it would work. So if this was 9 studs, because that's an odd number, and then, oh yeah, it would fall awkwardly on it. Maybe that's okay. Maybe having an odd number in the middle is what we need. Because it's, so it drops down. So this should be kind of below. And then that's like that. And the legs are all, the legs kind of stick out. The legs do kind of stick out. So I think the foot needs to be underneath. Not too hard to do, a little crazy. A little crazy by bulking out the bottom. And then we could add a little bar right at the bottom. And then we add a connection into the top of the foot. But again, we don't want this to stick out the back. Not the end of the world if it does. Would be better the other way though. Woohoo! Trying to escape on us. I saw that. We'd have to thicken the foot. We could just need two of those, which are awkward to pry apart. Oh no, we'd need thicker feet. We'd need thicker feet because, well, we'd need thinner feet as well. I think we take a little bit from our battle droid mech, our B2. We don't need them as thick as a 1x6, but maybe a 1x4, and we could have a darker color, and then we add slopes to it. So it's like, it's bricked out at the side, maybe get some slopes sticking out, and then, yeah, I like that. All right, that's a plan then. So same leg on top with 6s and 3s. Oh, the 3s that I just got rid of. Yep, those 3s. And everything should be mirrored. Important to remember during this because I can so easily forget. I guess the Lowell sphere is done for. Don't need the clips. Well, it's not done for. Lowell sphere still pretty good. Our Lowell sphere, our football. Not even a proper Lowell sphere. Whoa. No, it's not. It's not Lego bricks. How big would that be if that was actual Lego bricks? And I don't think it would work because they're Modulex bricks. They're Modulex bricks, so their width is their height. So you'd have to use 5x5 Minecraft blocks in place of each of these studs. Each of these studs would have to be 5x5 plates, like 5 plates by 5 plates in every direction. And that's a lot of plates. That's a lot of plates. So that'd be massive. I guess in that theory, you'd just be timesing the plates by 5, which is timesing the studs by 4 in every dimension. So there'd be what, for 64 times bigger. So that's not that bad. We need a 3 and a 4 plate on the bottom. My brain is catching up. Wait, why is there no Thors? There's the 4. No, there's the 3. And 2s would be too weak. 1x4s. Whoa, I have 2 full well, this tub's not full, but I have an overflowing tub of 1x4s. Yeah, let's use them. Stack those up. So 4, oh, no. We wanted 3s. 3s first. And then 4s. That way we can get a slope around the back. Although we do have an extra piece around the back there. You know what? I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna use 2 4s. I know 1x4 stacking them it's not great to break down. They're not an endangered color or a weak color by any means. But I don't think it's too much of a problem here. Satisfying pop. And then, ooh. Yes. It fits. It fits. All right. One more. All right, look at that. So we've got some functional leg joints now. I probably have the time to recreate these for all of the legs. I don't know if I want to work on that or the detail first. Yeah, let's go for it. So we need one of these legs with the joints inwards. One of it flipped with the joints also inwards, but inwards for the other side, the other inwards. Just like so, and then same clips on the bottom. And that's quite nice because it allows for like a 2x2 and 2 1x1s. We got to use some of these 1x4s. Or we could use these bar elements as a little detail. That works. And then we can use probably like wedges on the back. I think that could be quite nice. And then we solidify up the side. Or incorporate some different colors on the back. I don't think a 2x4 would look too nice here. What if we sloped? Nah, not liking that. So we can add these. What did I say? 2x2s. Let's get some of those in. We got a few of those hanging around. Put them to work. Just like so. These tops we want a bit skinnier, so I might towel those. Yeah, I might not even towel these off. I might keep these studs exposed on the top because we do want them thin. And then we just 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2x3. We get some tiles to go over that, or not tiles, like grills, fancy little bits. Maybe even like a jumper. What would look good is like a jumper and an ingot across it. Where are the joints on these spider droids? We have one near the start. I guess we got the ingot there. And then there's not one at the bottom. But there could be. There could be one at the bottom. Ingot, Well, let me decorate these ones. At least you'll be able to see what I'm doing. All right. We didn't decide anything for the back yet, no. Quite like the greys. We'll stick to the greys. Maybe a 4 and then like a single to fill the gap. We can add a little bit of a frying pan stud or something higher up. It would be easier to do this if they weren't attached, but I've attached these two, so we'll keep them. We'll let them be. Frying pan stud. Frying pan studs. I think frying pan studs are a little underrated. Maybe we can get a hilt on the back of these. And they're called frying pan studs because they look like frying pans. There we go. These are to push almost against. It's good having some attached because I can see just how close they get to being attached to the leg, but without actually being attached, because these are going down a bit, these stick up, and we do have the space here to add a hilt. So let's do that. Also got quite a bit of space for some interesting slopes there. Interesting slopes. Not just any slope, an interesting slope. A slope with a backstory is an interesting slope. This build is, yeah, I'm enjoying the build too. I agree, Moonshoes. It's a really fun build to put together because even with the AV7 had legs a bit similar to these. I think we used more hinges for those. But the AV7 was blocky. It was very blocky. The Spider Droid, because it's smaller, that's something as well I didn't consider when we were building that. The Spider Droid being smaller has a load more awkward angles and it is smaller in person. So we're able to create a load more of the same details to the same scale. Get some, speaking of details, get some jumpers, get some grills. And all these little leg details, rather than them trying to blend in with one vehicle. Oh yes. Grills, don't know about the grills there actually. Likewise, don't know how I feel about the jumpers being here. I feel like we should be covering seams up, not creating more seams. There we go. Ingot by the joint. And then, where did that tub go? How many corner tiles do I have? Please say 4. 1. I'm having deja vu. We've been looking for corner tiles for another build, or we have done in the past. But I don't think they were like bluish grey. I think they were a different colour. Maybe brown for the stap. I think I could have used a few for that. All we need is one more. Yes, it definitely wasn't light bluish grey, because we would have found them by now. Your son just received a Revenge of the Sith vinyl. That's awesome. I do love a vinyl. Limited to 3,000. Hold on. What? It just keeps getting better. Limited, pressed on lava coloured vinyl. Crazy. Oh wow, that's an awesome gift. That's crazy. Or a purchase even. That's nuts. Damn. I don't have any. No, that's a lie. I have a London Philharmonic Orchestra vinyl, which does have Star Wars on. I got gifted that quite early into vinyl collecting actually. I got gifted that. It has like Indiana Jones. I think it has Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. It has the Star Wars main theme. It has a load of good ones. Oh, too many. There's a load of good songs on it. But Revenge of the Sith's one of the best, because Revenge of the Sith soundtrack includes, in Battle of Heroes, you get Duel of the Fates. One of the best pieces of Star Wars music. And there's a few other songs hidden throughout it. Oh, you also get the Emperor's theme from Return of the Jedi. I don't think it is the Emperor's theme included, but it's in one of I forget what song it's hidden in. It's hidden in the Naboo Celebration theme backwards. The actual Emperor's theme is hidden in notes. I think it's Anakin's Betrayal. You have the original Star Wars vinyl from '77. I definitely should have a Star Wars vinyl, shouldn't I? All this Star Wars Lego, and I haven't picked up a single authentic Star Wars vinyl. Probably not many Beatles songs I don't have, but I don't have Star Wars. We'll fix that soon. We'll fix that. 1, 2. Although getting a lava coloured vinyl, well, that I'm gonna be keeping my eye out for those. I do like, whenever I go up London, whenever you see like a London Lego store video, there are so many vinyl stores around the back streets of London. I do nosy my head in the window just to see if there are any Star Wars ones or any, mainly any John Williams ones, if I'm honest. Not so much on the modern Star Wars ones. All right, it stands. It stands. Look at that. It stands up on its 4 legs. I don't know what slopes I'd go for on the side. Let's make sure all these legs are upright as well. There we go. It stands. The droid fits inside. We just need a top. So the eyes going into the side, I think we can just pillar up these corners and maybe have some flaps over these sides. So we're going to need the other rounded pieces. 2 eyes here. Yeah, let's have a look. See if we've got any big dishes. We got little dishes. But do we got big? Oh, I see one. I see one. I see one. I see one. I do have Mamma Mia, the second one. I think the first vinyl I ever bought myself was the Baby Driver soundtrack, because they have so many classic songs in that album. Oh no, I think there's only one. All right, there's only one red dish. Where did I get the red dish from? But there is something we can do, because the studs don't have eyelids, and I don't think that's too important. I don't think separatists are looking going, oh no, we forgot to give it eyelids. But I already saw some red smaller dishes, so we'll be able to stack them with some other coloured dishes and give it some eyelids. Sneak that in there. Yeah, my a lot of the vinyls I do have were given down from, like, my nan has given me a load of Rolling Stones vinyls, Beatles, and I think we got some Queen ones, some ones that you'd see and there'd be like greatest hits of, but we have the original vinyls, which they are awesome. I feel like these eyes, well, no, I feel like these eyes line up, but they're also, these eyes are size accurate to what I'm seeing, but they're also just not as big as I imagined. Not pretty, not that bad. Pretty awesome. Oh, they are. I like listening to vinyl. It is very different to listening to like just a regular audio track. We need some hermit crabs in here. That is the perfect piece that would connect these. Or some rounded snot bricks. We can't add that. Let's see if we've got any superhero posers that would work. Because whilst we can't attach the superhero posers, then, well, we could attach the superhero posers in the holes on the front, but I think we'll have to go over one. What we can do is angle them. Oh, hello there, Frosty. Thank you for the donation. Love Lego. Lego is awesome. No doubt about it. Thank you so much. What we can do is I'm going to detach the face panel so that I can show you better, and slide these legs. Don't want to slide them on out of here, but I do want to slide them on away from here. And then we need some of the nipple studs, as we call them. There's got to be a better name for them, but not here, because they do look like nipples. Say what you see. We got nipple studs, or we got frying pan studs, and actually I think they're the only one. Well, we got like T-bars, because they're bars in the shape of a T, but I don't think we use it too much. Too many other pieces. Oh, these might angle the eyes a bit too far out to the side. Oh yeah, way too far. Oh no, I do not like that. What if we just included, what if we got rid of the superhero poser then? Huh. Well, I guess looking out straight works, and then we'll add two studs into the middle, because there's two little lights on the inside. One there and one there. Oh, a bit lower. One there and one there. Just like so. The eyes themselves are rounded, so maybe trying to flip this or add in a stud on the inside would work. But this is a mech of the spider droid. Everything in smooth as ever, and that is creepy. What that seeing that in person does give off like spider vibes. I don't know how to explain that. That's creepy. That's terrifying. Slot you in there. Come on, in you go. Definitely need to build up these walls. How many corner bricks do we have? Because I think I could just pile up corner bricks to secure it, especially if it means that hilt doesn't get caught. We don't have to fill up every side of this thing, just most of them. Oh, get some dark grey in there. Yes, because I've just broke down. I had a element of the STAP. If you haven't seen the Upscout STAP, it's very similar to this. That was a fun build and a half. Don't know where the half of the build went. That was fun. And yeah, we had a similar thing on that. I do want to raise the entire side. Let's get these down and we can work on the other element. I'm going to add one final corner plate to the bottom of these so that they're level with the 1x1 in the side. And this, if we've got a 3x3 in light or dark bluish grey, this, you know what, why am I working around the spider droid? At least you've got a top-down view. Wait, I forget I can just watch my own stream, make sure I'm putting these parts in the right place. There we go. And then this will lead up to the top. Just got to worry now about the side flaps, how we're going to keep it in there, and also how we're going to add the antenna, because maybe it doesn't need an antenna. The antenna serves a practical purpose with the smaller droid to like catch all the signal, but if it's not catching all the signal, is it necessary in the build? Maybe not. Also, do we go up a third? I think we can go up a third. Let me grab a few more. A few more of these and then some 2x2s to fill the gap. I'm going to use light grey. Actually, I'll use a mix. Do we have any more light grey? No. I might use a mix of light and dark grey. That way we don't go through too many light grey pieces. Because the dark grey, they're not popular colours. I have a lot of blues, a lot of reds, a lot of yellows. Can't say dark grey and light grey when it comes to bricks have been that popular. Most of the bricks I've got are from creative packs as well. So if I'd got a few more Star Wars sets back in the day, I would have probably ended up with mostly grey parts. You go dark on the bottom, light on top, and that does flatten it out for maybe a 3x3 plate. That'd be the perfect element. Or would it? Yeah, or would it? Or would it? Because we only need that corner. Droid slots in still, right? Better than before, that's for sure. Oh wait, no, because of the blaster still. What? What? Right, I don't want to detach the blaster. Oh, no difference. Okay, that's what we wanted to see. No difference on it. Has it gone all the way down? Has it just gone down as far as it could? What also would have been nice to see is a spinny bit for the head. But pedantics. We don't need it. It pushes it back a tad. That would clear this space. But we want to keep it central. So I'm going to remove this entire column. And does that knock it back in the middle? Oh, I think it's too tall. If anything, I think it's a bit too tall. Oh no, maybe not too tall. Nothing to get caught on down there. Might be on the way down. Oh yes, yes, the hilt still. Okay. What I might have to do is first off support this a bit more. Let's try and flatten it. That way I can then push between it and the desk, just like so. So we turn that corner brick first, and I want to remove this. Remove this. There's a brick underneath. Pop off the brick, and I think there's a 1x1 underneath. No 1x1. Okay. That's cool. Didn't need the 1x1. It definitely would have been nice, but not necessary. And if it's not necessary, we don't need it. Make sure that's well secured and keep piling that up. Ooh, yes. Just like so. That gives enough space for the blaster then in this corner. And then just same back here. We'll flop that middle corner piece to support the bricks. So we don't want any of this falling down. I know it's not going to be played with like a Lego model, but we still want it to be nice and secure. There we go. Bump. Oh, we already did that one, and that's where the blaster's going. So that sorts that. I can't say problem. It wasn't a problem. That sorts that bump out. We've smoothed out a bump. And now we've got 4 more corners. Oh, wait. Did the corners fit? That's why we're doing this. Did the corners fit? Yeah. Yeah, seems that the corners fit. Or is that... Don't tell me that's still colliding. No. No way. I think it is. I think it's still colliding. I think we need a 1x1 cheese slope just to slide it off and stop it from continuously colliding. The only thing is now, will it put any stress on the clip? Because that's not what we want. So if that goes in, it's on the back. Oh yeah, let's line up the leg. Could do the same thing with all of the gaps, just to make sure it doesn't get caught, because the half snot bricks we're using have rounded sides. Right, we'll organize these parts in just a moment. But on each side, we've got the rounded off snot bricks that might just need a slope or two to stop the droid bodies getting caught on. Maybe we leave this top open. It's like a convertible. We just let it get some air. And then same on every side. You. And that on its side. Definitely not a Lowell sphere, but I love the shape of it. How round we can get square bricks to look. The only rounded bricks we've used are like accessories for the dish. Some of these snot bricks have a rounded off side. But none of that matters in terms of the shape. It doesn't do anything to help us. It's, well, I guess the dish does for the eyes. If the eyes weren't round, it might look a little weird. Because that's what, like, if we just had squared eyes might look a bit Minecrafty on a build this big. But for everything else, just squared off plates. We've made ourselves a ball. And then up. And I think if we straighten out the legs, that should be it for the work on the interior. It's just the details on the legs, which we started with grills. And maybe a slope. Maybe a 1x2 slope. And then for the middle of the legs here, I'm looking for the middle of the legs here, I'm looking at jumpers either end. Maybe jumpers either end of grills for some wiring, and we can add like some rounded parts, because there are quite a few rounded joints on this spider droid that we don't get to see usually. And even though we've got the ball joints which act as those rounded joints, it might be good to emphasize that just a little bit with some jumpers and round, or jumpers and dishes, because dishes, yes, okay. Grab the dishes now, explain it as we go. What looks like it's got enough jumpers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. So, with the legs, we put a jumper on each side. No point breaking down these jumpers. They'll pop off. Instead of a 2x2 plate, the dishes blend into the plates below. So you can see it doesn't look like it's popping out of the leg too much. Actually, we need to press those down. There you go. So it doesn't look like it's popping down out of the leg, but still gives us that nice finished look. That's cool. And then the blaster, I think, is the last thing to work on. And for that, we'll definitely take some inspiration from the original build. This is what I should have done with like these dishes. These are the techniques that I wish I did on the AV7. They're simple, and the grills, just to show a little bit of wiring, because the clones didn't have any exposed wiring. There's a bit of exposed wiring on this spider droid, but there weren't really any space for wiring. There we go. There and there. So there's the legs. There's the back legs, all done, barring the slopes on the top and the feet. And I think, do they have toes out the front? Weird thing to ask. Do we have Spider Droid toe picks? Very weird thing to ask. And then slopes, didn't I say? Slopes is going to be hard to add on to the end. Kind of like a three-toed droid foot. So if we have the slopes out the front, we need an inverse cheese slope. That should be the next part Lego make. Got to that time again, innit? Asking for droid toe picks. Oh dear. Yeah, they've got like slopes. I think they're more so rounded off over the toe. So we could cap the toe and then have slopes coming out to the side. Let's see what slopes we got. And for those of you that didn't hear it over the squeakiness of the chair, I said, let's see what slopes we got. Whee. They're the main ones. And then I do want to include cheese slopes. I don't know if the brackets will be too weak. I can see the brackets popping off. Might work. It might. What I was thinking. We have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is either clipping them here. Yeah, I think that would be big enough. See, that just makes the feet too big. If I don't really want to clip that down all the way, not yet, whilst we're deciding. That makes the feet too narrow. But the feet are quite narrow. I never really noticed that. They do have quite narrow feet. And then I can add like a cheese slope to the front. Maybe we just need a bigger slope. Maybe we just need a bigger slope after. And then... or a bigger slope before. Ooh. Ooh. Bigger slope before. Oh, we don't have undersides for those big slopes. So we'd have to use 1x1s. Oh, you know what? It's not bad. Maybe we could have some sort of snot technique on the other side. Because it's just got the one stud uncovered on the bottom, and that would hide a bracket. So to flip this over, which is how I should be working on it, that's the basis of the foot. Get some more of those big slopes out. And that secures in the front bracket. And then we tried to mimic it on the back. It's a little thinner, but we're going to play that to our advantage with the slopes. Where else? One there. And finally, one on the other side. And then same with these. Cheese slope would work on the top, but what would go on the bottom? How would we cover up the bottom? We could add a bracket and a cheese slope. That would work as well. That feels a little awkward. Maybe just add in bricks. Or we could get fancy and add some like clips. Where does this go in there? We need some sort of inverted slope. Maybe this is it, because the connection, like this, sticks out to the side. Maybe that is what we need. I'm seeing that now. We've bridged it a little, but I'm liking that. Okay. 2 things left to do. Let's see if we can get through them. If not today, we can always continue this on tomorrow. Droid slots in. We have enough room to cover up the other sides. Actually, we just about have enough room. To break up the sides. We don't. That's as far as some of these sides go. Oh no. Right, that's in. That's in like so. It needs something to hold it up. So I'm thinking rounded bricks. Rounded bricks on the ends. Or cones. Ooh. But then how would we round off? We'd need corner wedges as well. Corner wedges in the middle. That would work. Corner wedges would work because these studs are as high as that's going to get. So rounded bricks. Let's see if the droid fits between these. Give it a bit of support. Don't want it rolling around as it's moving. Oh no, too much. Too much support. It's going to have to be the quarter corner pieces, isn't it? It's not giving us a choice here. Do we have any in grey? We have some 3x3. Let's see. 3x3. 3x3 is not what we need, no. Not anymore. Got them in black. They are hidden. So black also works. And then black works, but we'll need one more for the back. Got one more black one. We got 2. We're only going to use one of them because one side's going to have to stay open. No problem there. And these are the corner bricks with like the 45-degree angle cut out of them. The 45-degree candle cut out of them. Yes. Of course, those ones. Candle. And then that slot in. This is going to be the hardest corner because building that up is going to be a nightmare. But what we can do now, get those corner plates that we saved earlier. We want to double it, don't we? Our first step is double. First step is double, and then we go up little by little till we're done. Like, oh, don't drop it in now. Not now, the last hurdle. Hello there. Just watched the final of Traitors. That is not something I've been following along with, actually. Oh, wait, we're building this too low. We need to build this higher. This needs to be quite a bit higher. We need corner bricks, like actual bricks. Yeah, we've got a few. Let's grab 4 of them so we don't get too excited with them. And oh yeah, 4 more grey 2x2s. Let's find that cartridge I had. Where was it? That's dark bluish grey. So this, yep, this must be light bluish. Hope Traitors was good though, even though I don't watch it. I'm sure there are many people in the many people that are going to watch this that are happy you are not spoiling it. There we go. Make sure we got the symmetry the whole way around. I think this also would have worked to have kept it in. So we got, oh wait, this is the symmetry we have been doing, but it's not quite symmetry, it's rotational symmetry. As long as we cover these parts, it's okay. We don't need to worry about it. And then for this one, I'm going to leave a little more of a gap for the blaster. And then that'll be the end there. We'll get a few of these plates on top. And I think this is where we leave it, because then we've got the head of our droid sticking out the mech. Oh, we've still got that rotational symmetry. All right, we'll have to cover once more. Maybe some slopes. Maybe some slopes will do it. We could have left it at here. Could I do a proper show of what we have so far? You gotta go. Yes, we're going to be wrapping this up in just a minute as well. So if you hold on whilst I find the final corner piece. You know what? I think we might be out. There we go. I think we leave it here. This is the brains of the operation. Whether I will come back and add some flaps on the side. Oh, no, I found it. I found it. I found it. Yes, we had one more. The perfect number. Okay. Yeah, I'll clean this up after I wrap up the stream. Here we go. The only thing we've got to do tomorrow is actually, I might do this off stream because we've already played around. Oh, the spider droid's in there. We've already upscaled like hilts and other parts like that. So keep an eye out for the video. Here is our spider droid mech. How awesome is this? Pretty cool. I'll add the 1x2 slopes on the sides here. I will keep the top as it is and then work on the turret, and that is the spider droid mech complete. I think I'm going to save all these drawers as well to put away at the start of tomorrow's stream. I don't think I'll be doing much before then. So that is all. Let me show it on the main cam. You'll get a better look at it there. Here we go. The spider droid mech missing the blaster, but I think we captured everything else. Even got the little antenna out the top. It does look like we've shaved off the top, but I think that sticks with how we've been making mechs. They have been missing the head with a character plugged in the top. So this is the final piece of the puzzle for our 327th upscaled battle pack, and I love this build. This has been the favorite to build, the best, my favorite to build so far. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Again, don't forget to stay tuned for the video. Tomorrow we will be talking about a lot more Lego. I mean, we had some wacky announcements with the Lego Crocs today, so we will definitely be getting on to more of that and maybe delving into not the Lowell sphere, the other one that I can't remember. Anyway, that is all the time I have got today. It's been an awesome stream, probably the funnest of the year, but there's going to be better ones to come, of course. So thank you all so much for watching. Moonshoes, may the bricks be with you. Vaughn, may the bricks be with you. Frosty, may the bricks be with you. Hoarder, may the bricks be with you. Everyone else in chat, may the bricks be with you. And I will see you tomorrow.